Hey, 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 we're back better than ever. Reality Kid Gamers coming at you live Wednesday, as we always do. Man, oh man, holy moly, and for holy, do we have a lot happening tonight. Grandi will not be joining us again. I think the government Wi-Fi he's been stealing has finally caught up to him. I am pretty positive that the feds, as we speak, are sending him to to prison for a long time. So we'll see if we can get him back, maybe post bond, whatever we can
I'm
do.
not paying for him. I'm not even paying for this
Well,
game.
we'll start a GoFundMe to get Grandi out of jail for stealing government Wi-Fi. And joining me as always is Mr. Finity. Finity, what's up, brother?
I miss trolling chat.
You can still
Keep
troll
on having to
chat.
cover for Grande.
Well, you can still troll chat. I mean, you're just sitting there
No,
looking
it's too
pretty.
difficult.
Oh God. Yes, it's so hard to sit there while I'm doing all the technical stuff while you just sit there and read from a script and troll the chat.
It's true. It's
Yes,
very, very difficult work.
that's
Trolling
absolutely.
is a full-time job.
It is. I mean, you have to commit. You don't want to half-ass it because if you half-ass it, then that's when they will pounce back on you.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show. We also have our special guest who will be joining us tonight, and man, do we need him tonight because we got a lot to cover. First, all the way from London, England, joining us as he always does, the great man, the Smith Lord himself, Smithy D. What's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? As you can probably hear, that I am full of the flu. But there's one thing I just logged onto the stream, right? And I want to point out, Summer, that we've already got a dislike. So everybody that's watching this needs to hit that like button so we can hit that ratio right up. Back to you, Ranger.
Someone has been trolling us and hitting the dislike button, which is fine. If that's your opinion, if you hate us, by all means, go ahead. But damn, right off the back, we open is like I say hi, dislike, Rangers poo, good lord, right off the back, haters will hate. Taylor Swift had it right. And also joining us, the man with the plan, the ships that we all love to know about and hear about, Mr. Mage Ducky. Mage, what is going on, brother?
A lot of interesting things in this update with ships.
Mage Ducky is way too excited.
I know, and he just can't hide it. He's about to lose control, and I think I like it. Let's try that again. And joining us again to talk about ships like he always does is Mr. Mage Ducky.
Woohoo! Yay!
Oh
Go
my
crazy! Something.
God. Oh Lord.
I'm trying here, man. I'm trying.
That's why you should drink before you come on the stream, man. I mean,
You should have went Saved by the Bell on Ranger.
I know.
I don't drink the Ranger.
I'm
Mm.
so excited. I'm so
You give him a comforting friend hug whilst I try not to laugh.
uh,
Man, guys, do we have a ton to get into here? Infinity's going to go into because they've just been dropping bombs left and right on us. Really, some
Yeah.
exciting, cool stuff. And we are going to get right into it. But before we do all that, we want to shout out everybody in the chat. So let's do that. I have to bring my phone over so I can go down the list. Got a lot of people in there. We got Jose Odalas Hernandez Caraballo, aka Vormax. You killed my father. Prepare to die. We got Primatsu. We got, of course, Prelogs in here. He was here like 8 hours ago. I saw a post he put where he's like, he's in his recliner. He had his soda, his popcorn, craziness. We got Panda. Who else we got? We got Praetorian, Pyro7356. Who else we got? We have
we got
Finity,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren,
We have
MJ,
Yep,
who's
MJ, and we have a new one that I haven't seen before either. The Beast Crits. I haven't seen
nice.
the Beast Crits before, so welcome to our stream.
Beta Mage 7, thank you for being here, sir.
That's Mage Ducky.
Is that Mage Ducky?
Yeah.
I even told you in chat. Don't shout me out. I'm still Mage Ducky.
Oh,
You just brought attention
I
to
just
yourself.
got
That's
that.
all you did.
All right, everybody that's Mage Ducky, spam him. See, this is why we need a troll, Finn. That's what your job is. So
You're doing a good job on yours.
Oh well, there you go. Everybody just troll Mage Ducky. But thank you all. We always like to make sure that we get a chance to shout out everybody. Thank you for joining us on the stream. And holy smokes, God in heaven, boy, oh boy, they just all this information. Where do we want to start off first, Finn? Let's go down this rabbit hole. We're going to have a little bit of a long string because we got a lot to talk about
Yeah.
here.
So let me start off with there then. So
That is a long stream? No, we can skip that. Let's go to the next subject.
So two things is, one, thank you for everybody on complimenting my hat here.
Yes.
Star Wars is a Disney product, and this is a goofy hat, so I figured why not. And I'm wearing my typical jersey, and this is my Florida Gators #1 jersey. So that's the typical stuff. And the other thing is,
even though they're not #1 and haven't been #1 and haven't really done anything in years,
they're always #1 to me.
Wrong.
What happened to your Cowboys being the #1 seed?
Hey man,
nothing.
They played a. Let's not talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So
that's what I thought. Troll, move on.
Seed. They weren't the 1 seed.
Oh, but we do have 2 bits of information that dropped before we start getting to the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes stuff. I forgot about this. We had the new name of the new movie released, The Last Jedi, and then what was the other piece of information? Oh, God. Oh, the Rebels. The Rebels. Did you guys see the last Rebels show this last Saturday?
Yeah, I did.
The Dark Saber. Oh my God, was it good? One of the best episodes they ever done, man. That was ridiculously good. You saw it, Smithy. What did you think?
It was good, man. I enjoyed it. It brings back a lot of Mandalorian story back to canon as well.
Yeah, because Kane has said that if you remember, the Jedi defeated the Mandalores in the Mandalorian Wars, and I was like, "Oh snap! They're bringing it back. The Old Republic's gonna become canon. Thank you, God." Awesome. So, so those 2, we do like to talk about more than just the game here. We got Star Wars stuff too. So, Finn, The Last Jedi. What are your thoughts on that, man? The new movie, The Last Jedi. Who could it be?
So I'm assuming it's going to be Luke, and it's going to be more Luke focused, but it could possibly be Rey if Rey gets trained. I doubt it's going to be Kylo. So yeah, I'm guessing it's either going to be, because it doesn't seem, he's obviously not a Jedi, so it's either going to be more of a focus on Luke or potentially Rey.
Yeah. But we'll get into the after show. I just wanted to bring that up. There was some information about it. So let's get into the first subject. Finn, what do we want to get into first?
Well, first, I want to thank the devs. I don't know if they're watching our stream or not, but the fact that for the last 2 weeks, they put out an update a few hours before our stream, so we have all this great content to talk about.
We have
is
this kind
really
of power.
nice.
Yeah. They know.
Yeah,
they know.
We've had these discussions before.
That's
but
right. Yeah.
If they're watching, we do appreciate you watching. I know we're a little bit more adult oriented than some of the other streams and videos.
We're working on that. Yeah, we're working on that.
But
Changing
we do
our
appreciate
pattern.
it, and we do want to give our honest feedback on things that are going on. And there has been a lot that has gone on this week. We'll talk about the new characters, Krennic and the Death Trooper. We'll talk about the new ship and everything. But the change that happened last week after our stream was the change to the Zeta ability. It wasn't necessarily a change so much as a fix. I'm just going to go ahead and read what they posted, and then Smithy, I'll kind of let you go from there with regards to how you think this change affects Barriss. Yeah. So the wording that they wrote is, our team has identified an issue with Baris Offee in which allies were still recovering 20% max health whenever they were critically hit, even after Barriss was no longer present in the battle. This has been flagged as a bug, as her Zeta ability was not meant to persist after death. This should be taken care of with today's mini update. We'll be removing the Zeta upgrade from Baris Offee and granting the materials back to each respective player's inbox in order to allow them the ability to choose whether or not they want to invest in this character again. So take it away, Smithy.
What I did with my Zeta, because I did have Barriss before this whole kind of fix or change. It is a good fix. It is a good change because it's healthy for the community, because it was causing a lot of problems with payouts, people finishing Galactic War, because we all know that stuff was so overpowered that it was working as a leader ability. Even how great it was, because it was a unique, it did have to be changed. There was my thoughts initially that maybe they wouldn't change it because it's a Zeta ability and not an Omega, but now that she's changed, I put my Zeta straight back onto Barriss, and it still holds me in the arena. People still struggle against my team, because even though Barriss is one target in your team, you put other characters like Boba Fett, General Kenobi, and they all become targets. So you can't just go straight after Barriss because you're going to get slaughtered by the rest. But there is definitely more of a tactical way to two kind of like battler that you could try and go for her first, but you're definitely still going to need those characters to take her down.
And so, do you think that this fix was necessary, and that now? Where does that leave Barris now?
Still as good. You know, she still offers it. As long as she's alive, you're still going to get that heal from the crits. So the change itself is just only after death that it doesn't continue. But my big question is, there's other characters out there as well that continue after death. But I do understand that Barris was on that kind of OP level with the teams that were timing out, that there was definitely needed the change to happen. But my overall opinion is she's still good. She still does the job. You know, there's just other ways to face it, and I did have that choice either to go after Vader, but then I thought, when I looked at it and I looked at my mods, it means I've got to change all my mods to make Vader my arena team, where if I go with Barris, I can swap out, put Rebels in when I need to attack, and then for defense to hold my rank, and then I can put Barris in, because to be honest, nobody wants to really go after a Barris. If you've got another team like a Vader Zeta, more people with Rebels are probably going to go after that team than go after an anti-crit team.
Very
so
true.
Yes, but so with Barris, when her ability persisted to death, obviously there wasn't any reason necessarily to target her first. So now that Barris's ability goes away, if she dies, do you see that people are targeting Barris first? That seems like a weird strategy against most teams, because Barris otherwise isn't all that powerful.
Exactly. Depending on the actual team that you're running, Barris may not be the first target. You know, if you've got Wedge and Biggs, then going after Barris first may be the wrong option. If you're with a General Kenobi lead, then getting to Barris is going to be difficult because you're going to have taunters. So it's still going to be that it persists that if someone wants to go after Barris to take her down to stop this crit, but there's sometimes going to be a lot more worse around Barris than Barris herself with a Zeta. So it's very kind of like strategic of what you need to do. It's not just that let's go for Barris, because sometimes what you'll find that will happen is someone will taunt, she'll heal, and it could just go over and over. So it's definitely like the debuff way. Empire is definitely winning that side of the battle versus Barris.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So let's see here. Okay, what's next, Finn?
So next thing is something that we've talked a lot about when it first happened. And I cannot express how happy I am with this change that they made to guild chat. It seems like it's something kind of small, but it's actually a major change to me because it might bring back guild chat a little bit. They are no longer putting an update in the guild chat every time a character goes 4-star, 5-star, or 6-star. It's only 7-star. And for gear, it's going to be for level 9 and above. It's not going to give you gear 7 updates and gear 8 updates. Virtual, are you with us here?
Here.
Oh, look who it is.
So we have Virtual Gaming with us. So they made the change to the guild chat. How have you noticed a change from the previous update with regards to how guild chat is being used by your guild? Like people stopped using it, or has it still been something that they're using? And what do you think about the change?
Currently in my guild, it's still being used. It might be mine. I might need an update. But I am looking forward to that because me in particular, I know I spam the hell out of that upgrades because I work on like 5-6 characters at a time. So I know that it's got to be annoying for them when I'm upgrading my characters and it appears, and it's annoying to me when I'm trying to record something or I'm doing a live stream and all I see is this person upgraded this character to gear level 7. This person upgraded this character to star rating 4. I'm like, okay, that means nothing to me, but if I get a notification saying they're 7-star, it's like, all right, he's moving along there. You know, he's gonna be able to contribute a little bit more. I like what I'm seeing. So I think this update is very useful because it gives the guild leaders an ability to see what their guild members are actually doing so that they can contribute to these raids.
Well said.
Yeah.
And now Finn doesn't have to have a conniption every time somebody posts something on the guild chat.
Well, I mean, it's annoying.
That is.
You get all these updates and you can't even use guild chat. So maybe now we can actually use it in our guild a little bit more to actually get some information across before 8 people decide to gear up a character to gear level 8, and all you see is this person went to gear level 8, and this person went to gear level 8.
This person just got a 3.5 star times 5. Oh Lord! All
The
right.
worst time is after a credit heist, because then some people go straight to 7-star. You get
Mhm.
like the 4 consecutive 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, and 7-star message.
Mhm.
Uh.
All right. So what's next?
All right, so we've kind of gone around the round table here, so we got to get to Mage Ducky. If you guys haven't seen the newest update, besides the characters, kind of hidden, because they didn't really mention this in the actual game update, is there is a new ship. And the new ship is the TIE Reaper. It is going to be the ship of the Shore Trooper. And if you guys haven't seen, Shore Trooper is going to be in the light side hard node 9B. And so Ranger will, I think, attempt it later towards the end here. But now that Shore Trooper is farmable and there is a new ship, what do you think about the new ship, Mage Ducky?
Lay us with your wisdom.
I think lots of things. Lots of beautiful things about it.
Oh, wow. Beautiful things.
Wow.
We are in for a
Well,
treat. How come you couldn't be this animated when we introduced you, man? Why can't you have this kind of passion when he's like, and here's Mage Ducky. Hi, guys.
He was stunned with excitement.
I'm here.
No, it's okay. No, it's more a matter of like I'm just not big on introductions, but you get me talking about something I actually care about.
Oh, so you don't care about us putting you on the stream? Okay, well, everyone's
Okay,
say
no,
goodbye
I-
to everyone's say goodbye to Mage Ducky.
Ranger, if anything, is that I don't care about my own reputation.
That's
like
true.
in terms of
I
like
know.
all this credit or whatever. I don't care. I just want to talk about ships. I like
Well,
ships.
you know, before we get into this, we and you did a video that's on our chat right now. We were able to get it to where you can see real time. If you haven't checked it out, please do. Mage gives a little bit of a tutorial on what I was doing and what I was not doing right, and we went through all the ships and focus and everything. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. So go ahead, Mage Duck. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did want to get that in.
That'd be good. Okay, so
MJ just said tiny head ranger. Well, yes, I'm being comfortable. Deal with it. Love you,
okay.
MJ.
So the Reaper is an Empire support. So first of all, being a support, they fall in underneath the tanks in terms of tankiness, but all of the supports are sturdier than all of the attackers, with the exception of Boba, who's higher than all of the supports. So it's a sturdier ship than your attackers, but not by much. Now, to go into the abilities itself, the basic, the basic is deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict offense down for 1 turn if that enemy has no debuffs. So first, side note, should Newt Gunray's capital ship be released as it is currently data mined, which of course is always subject to change,
Right.
This ship would work great with it because he's constantly, it's not a chance at a debuff, it's you're not debuffed, I'm putting 1 on you. Then it's only a chance to be resisted. So that's definitely a nice thing. But obviously him being Empire, we're probably going to want to stick him under Tarkin. The worst part about facing 5 ship on defense is that he applies offense and defense down.
Nice.
This makes you hit like Barriss and melt like butter. So it can, it can really cripple you.
Someone, we don't even make a T-shirt of that. Hit like Barriss. Melt like butter.
Oh man, my Ducky.
I'm sorry, man. That was so good.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so Reaper, he can't soften up your enemy by applying defense down, but he can reduce their offensive capabilities, helping your ships last a lot longer. It's also a good way to spread debuffs to get more bonus damage from Tarkin's unique. This ability actually does more damage than Death Trooper's crew ability on this ship, if the ability isn't stripping turn meter. So, and we'll get to that ability later. But so the basic isn't terrible. It's kind of in line with where other ships' basics are. Does the same damage as like Wedge Antilles basic or Biston's basic. So it's right around that area. Next up, the unique ability. Oh, sorry, one last thing. There's not much of a reason to run Rebels in ships right now, just because you only have 3 of them. There isn't a lot of specific synergy between Wedge and Biggs, because it's a random chance that pulling wedge and everything. With irresistible offense down against rebel ships, they're even less desirable right now.
So one thing really quick, Mage Ducky. Ranger, do you want to, so just for everyone to know, SWGOH.gg actually has the TIE Reaper up. So I guess we can bring it up so everyone can kind of follow along with Mage Ducky a little here.
Ship stats or?
Yeah, it's under ships.
Yep.
Oh, I hit ship stats. I'm an idiot. But we already all knew that, so let's do ships itself. Come on, internet. Okay. Let's see. We're looking for
TIE Reaper, so it'll be down towards the bottom.
Just under Vader's pretty little ship.
No, they have a picture of it. They just got a.
Yeah, they have a generic image for the TIE Reaper plus for Krennic and Death Trooper for now.
Which is fine. You don't need pictures.
Yeah, pictures are overrated. All right, sorry about that. I've got it up now.
Okay. So the unique ability is very interesting. The fact that you can strip turn meter from the capital ship. So far, I think the only ship that we've seen that can, directly affect your opponent's capital ship would be Newt's with his ability block. Again, assuming that he's released as data mined. Now the turn meter reduction only goes up to 35%. So you're gonna have to be killing targets pretty frequently in order to prevent their capital ship from taking turns. But if you could weaken multiple and then just start picking them off one after another, or at least be trading ships, then you can definitely slow down the opposing capital ship and delay their ultimate. It's a little bit harder on Mace just because you would have Valor counteracting the unique just a little bit, but it can definitely be helpful in stalling out their ultimate ability until you can use yours.
Wow, this ship is looking pretty pimp.
Well, I'm glad I got your approval. I guess I should just stop there, right?
No, I'm just saying so far. I mean, damn, Mage Ducky. It's again. I go to my previous statement. Beginning of the show, nothing. And all of a sudden, I even make a comment. Just slash.
I love your Ranger. It's you're good. And so Death Trooper's ability. Personally, I think that this one ability is what makes or breaks the Reaper being a support unit. It's similar to Ahsoka's Dispel, but you have to choose between decent damage when they don't have buffs or Dispel when they do have buffs. Since the turn meter reduction only happens when they don't have any buffs. The attack doesn't have a ton of base damage. I think it's 24,000 or something like that. 22,000. It's pretty low. And the turn meter reduction only goes up to 50%. So the hit itself will only do 34.8k damage before armor without any kind of offense bonus from Tarkin. It's around the same damage output of TIE Fighter pilot's special ability, but only when you're stripping turn meter. The fact that he's Empire means he does get the 30% per debuffed enemy bonus instead of only 15%, which will help boost the damage. But unfortunately, this ship won't be hitting any harder than your TIE Fighter pilot, and is going to be a good bit slower too at only 155 speed, which I do believe, I hadn't double checked, but I do believe
it's on the screen. It's speed 155.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is it's tied with Jedi Consular, which means it's going to be moving after Executrix, after Wedge and Biggs, after Vader, whatnot.
Okay.
Since we don't currently have a way to mod ship speed, turn order is very important for planning out your attacks, which I like. It gives a lot more depth and to the strategy. It's a very versatile ability, but being on a 3-turn cooldown is kind of painful, because especially when you're fighting a Biggs tank, you could dispel and then immediately have the taunt activated right away before you can do any attacks on other ships.
True.
So the dispel is interesting. The ability looks like a great way to deal damage, but the cooldown increase and the turn meter reduction as support options are actually the primary benefit and not the bonus damage, because it's not even going to be hitting as hard as TIE Fighter pilot.
Gotcha.
But having an additional form of of Dispel, as well as being able to strip turn meter, is a really nice option. And then lastly, for Shore Trooper's ability, it's similar to JC's Heal, where it's, the faction specific gets an extra bonus, but the protection up can be dispelled, so it's not quite as good as JC's Heal. There are currently no Empire tanks or taunts yet, unless you throw Maul's Retribution on somebody, which means that it won't be as useful as it could be, maybe later down the line, should we get a taunting Empire ship. But it could still be enough to save Vader or TIE Fighter pilot from getting killed. I would love to see an Empire taunt at some point, just to maximize that extra protection up that it could get. Without that, though, the ability can still be used to give Biggs 30% protection up, which is almost as much as a max Biggs would recover on a target lock. So it's you don't get Reaper for Shore Trooper's Heal, but it's a nice additional benefit to running the ship.
Sweet.
So my overall thoughts, now that I've talked for a really long time.
That's all right. If you were to give this ship a grade, let's say A being great, F being what it is, where would you, just looking at the initial part of this ship, what would you grade it as?
I don't know. I have a mini paragraph here written out about it, but I don't have a letter grade attached to it.
Yes, just what you think. Just go with how you feel. Just feel it, Ducky, feel it.
It's definitely at least C plus, probably bare minimum B minus.
Okay.
It could, and this is where First Order TIE Pilot and Boba are A plus. Vader is probably an A minus. And it very well could be higher. I've had like an hour to look at this before I went to dinner, and then came here for the show. So we haven't done all of the theory crafting that we'd like to do on it just yet. But I definitely give it, probably a B minus, just right off the bat.
Okay.
And so then my overall thoughts, the Reaper looks like an amazing support ship. Even if he's not used under Tarkin, he could definitely be a nuisance with capital ship turn meter reduction, protection up, offense down, and a dispel. However, he will work best under Tarkin alongside Vader, First Order, and Boba, especially if Death Trooper's ability can hit really big numbers when backed by Tarkin's offense boost. Because it gets that extra 15% per debuffed enemy. The unique makes him want to be in the starting lineup, but it's hard to fit him in current Tarkin lineups. You've got Biston for speeding people up, you've got Boba and First Order for the damage, you've got Biggs as a taunt, so you're left with taking out Vader, which is really hard to justify because he also has a dispel. But he has the guaranteed target lock, keeps your target locks applied versus an Akbar. So I see it being difficult to fit him into the starting lineup. I could see him being a second reinforcement, just so he can fly in after, say, Vader has either used his dispel or died, and get rid of the taunt so you can keep pushing through. However, the ship is definitely going to be difficult to get. We don't yet know how high we can get Krennic and Death Trooper in the events. The events are still pretty much a mystery. But with Shore Trooper being tournaments into chromiums, I think it was chromiums, into 9B, where most people have difficulty beating it, a large portion of the crew contribution will be missing for many players. It's because stars are a close second to gear as the highest contributor to crew rating. Also, we don't know how this ship will be available. Potentially tournaments, but who knows? So I wouldn't get any hopes up just yet of using this ship in your fleet.
Okay.
I certainly would, however, advise people to keep an eye out for anything related to this ship, because it does offer a lot of very interesting utility that no other ship currently out can do.
Okay.
So with that then, Smithy, this doesn't seem like it seems like an okay ship from Mage Ducky's analysis here, kind of in that C plus B minus range. If it's not that great of a ship, it probably won't be something tournament. It might just be like a new ship in fleet shipments. So with this new ship kind of coming out, are you making any plans on saving any of the fleet tokens to try and buy it, or what are your plans with regards to the ship and acquiring it?
Well, when it does come out, I will definitely be getting it because at the minute I run attack in capital ship and I use the TIE Fighter Vader as well. So it'd be a nice addition to my Empire fleet. So it'd be something, even if it wasn't so powerful, I do believe that in the right kind of synergy that it could make it quite decent.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll go after it.
And then for virtual here, it looks like they are kind of shifting everything towards Empire a little bit now. They're doing that a little more with ships now. With the TIE Reaper, you have the new characters. There's still not a huge synergy with regards to like one faction and ships, because obviously there's not enough ships right now to kind of make a faction thing. But what would you like to see in terms of like a faction base for ships? It's something that they never really developed in the characters, but they can potentially do it with the ships. It's almost like a new start here.
Well, it's the one I really want to see is currently already in the database. It hasn't been out yet, but that whole new Gunray and the Separatists, because we already have Separatist characters. And everybody who watches my channel knows I'm partial to the Clone Wars and stuff. So I'd love to see General Grievous get a ship as well. And I would just love to see what would happen if they did that. A little bit of history behind it is that the Separatists were well known to work with the Empire. However, they vehemently denied it. So it's a complete different faction in itself. But that's what I would like to see.
And that could be the direction that they're moving now. That's definitely true. Start with the Empire, get some synergy with Separatists. It could be an interesting way that they're moving here with ships.
All right. Finadoodle, what's next on the docket?
Can I frustrate Mage Ducky a little bit here? He's way too excited.
Yes, do it.
Okay. So I was talking to Mage Ducky the other day.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
For those of you that know me and ships, right now, ships is kind of a net kind of thing. There's no real end game with ships right now. So I was telling Mage Ducky, so Mage Ducky, if you can express your frustration, that would be greatly appreciated here. That I've been currently getting top 50 in my fleet arena by doing nothing more than auto. And Mage Ducky seemed very frustrated by that. Why are you frustrated by me, Mage Ducky?
Because as much as I appreciate the attempts at making AI work well, the current ship's AI is not well.
I can get top 50 with it.
I'm trying to be diplomatic about it. So it's not as ideal as it could be. And because of that, playing on auto is oftentimes, well, actually always, if you know what you're doing, is always going to take longer and end worse than you manually controlling. And so if you're autoing one or two battles to stay in the top 50, if you actually cared about ships, put in some effort, learned who to target, when to target, what abilities to use, if you're top 50, you could probably pretty easily hit top 20 at payout. Maybe
can
even
I frustrate
top
you some more?
Yep.
I only do one attack, and that's just for the daily.
Mage Ducky's probably head's about to explode.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm sorry. I love that. I do the same thing. I can't really say anything against it.
Mage, you have me, and I will always be a good student, so screw these hippies. I think Mage got so upset he disappeared. Look what you've done.
No, I didn't. I got distracted by another chat thing. I'm sorry. Somebody messaged me, so I was like, wait, what? My bad.
I was trying to defend you, Mage, and you just left me there.
Well, thank you. No,
that's fine, Mage.
I'll just thank you.
Throw myself out there, in front of the wolves, and you just let me be.
He's the teacher. You're the student. You're supposed to take it, not the other way.
Someone's got to get fed to the wolves while I run away, so.
That makes you the slow one, Ranger.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to get a stern talking to after the stream.
That's smart, actually. Let the Army Ranger go fight the bad guys, and I run away to safety. Like, Ranger, go over there. Right. What's over there? Oh, you'll see. Just go over there. Okay.
I know there was I know there was one guy back in Guardians Beta with me that said that he used to be top 2,500 barely. Then he started like learning who to target, what abilities to use, what opponents you should take on versus others that you should skip past because you're probably not going to win against them. And he jumped up by only doing one battle a day. In 1 week, jumped up to, it was either top 500 or top 800. And he can hit the next tier up on days that he tries.
Nice.
So it's definitely, I think, ships are a lot different than regular squad battles because of the depth with reinforcements, learning the new abilities, and how they all interact. And protection up, honestly, is pretty new. It's a type of healing that isn't really healing. And so I think it just is going to take time before people start to really learn ships, realize what's going on. Because once you do, I think it's really hard for you to not have fun. Because especially for free-to-play players, because the way they've balanced things so far, free-to-play can beat whales. And so I don't know, it's refreshing to have a nice level playing field.
It is.
It is, but I just don't see the end game to it. And 7-minute
You don't
battles
see the ending game yet.
Well,
yeah, I don't
and
see it yet, and I
7-minute
can build up my ships without needing to put in much effort
Well,
right
why don't
now.
you try? We do a stream about this, Finn. Why don't you give a
I watched it. I got some good pointers. I'm still autoing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, for those that do care, we will keep doing the stuff on the ships. Finn will continue to troll as he trolls in life. All right, let's move on before Mitch Stuckey has an aneurysm.
All right. So I'm going to just kind of give a piece of information for you guys, and then we'll jump into the meta report here. If you guys didn't see, the new character for the month of February is going to be Kylo Ren. Now, if you looked at what happened with January, the new character was Finn, and Finn had a rework. But if you also look now, as we reach the end of the month, there's the new event that's coming up, the Special Ops event, which we'll go into. But you saw that one uses Ugnaught and Resistance and Ewoks. So there came a purpose with the character that was brought in from the daily month. And they've kind of kept that consistent. Like, they give a character with some kind of purpose, whether it's a rework or an event coming. Kylo doesn't have any rework that has been mentioned so far, but we did see that there was going to be a Kylo Ren ship, potentially, in the data mine. So as you guys are getting your shards for Kylo through the month, and if you guys already have him, that's great, because then you'll just be getting extra shard tokens. But for those of you guys that will be getting Kylo, just kind of keep in mind that there is a potential of a ship coming out, and obviously the ship details can change from the data mine. But just kind of remember that in the back of your mind, that you're getting Kylo, there's probably a reason for it, and it could very well be that he has a ship coming out. So
with Kylo,
yeah,
it does say there that Kylo Ren will be the daily login character for February, complete with some new exciting improvements. Please look forward to them.
Yeah, they just haven't given any of the details, and with all of the shift towards Empire, I don't know how much it's going to be viable to have Kylo reworked at this point. It's going to be weird.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what's coming down the pike with Kylo, but just kind of keep that in mind also with him.
This has been Deep Thoughts with Finity the Troll.
All right, do you want to jump into the meta then?
Yes, let's do the meta report. Yay, meta. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to get on back here and then hit this thing and this down there.
While he's getting that, I have to say, I don't know how much you guys have explored it. I know Urban Blaster, you're with us now, right?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh my God, it's Urban Blaster, everyone. Urban.
Hell yeah.
Do your thing, Urban. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Just trying to make it rain some blood on these fools.
That's right. How has that been going? How's the raining of the blood going so far?
Not so good after I hear Finity's in the top 50 on ships with just autoplay, and I autoplay that stuff every frickin' day, and I'm just in the top 200.
So what does that make you want to say to Finity?
Finity, shut your ass up.
And we have another T-shirt to be made. You need to write this stuff down, Finn, so we can put it on the store. Oh my God, that's so awesome. So we've got the great assassin master himself, Urban Blaster, with us. Let's look at the meta report. Let's see. And today's meta report is brought to you by Gamer
Spam.
Fuel. No, we did spam last week. We'll do Gamer Fuel this week.
Uh,
Any new recipes coming down the pipe here anytime soon there, Mr. Urban Blaster?
Yep, working on a Super Bowl special for next week.
That's right.
Yep, so we'll be having some a Super Bowl special for that.
Nice.
Awesome.
I can't wait. Oh
I'll
my God.
keep it under the wraps what it'll be, but it'll be good and tasty.
I'm sure. I'm sure
It
it'll be
can't be any
tasty.
worse than the fish Rice Krispies.
Yeah, I can't. That can't be topped. All right, so Gamer Fuel sponsored by Urban Blaster. Awesome. So here's the top 10 leaders. We still see Wedge, Darth Vader number 2, Boba Fett number 3, Emperor Palpatine still staying strong at number 4, Rex number 5, Darth Maul moving up at number 6, General Kenobi moving up, I think, a little bit. I don't remember what he was last week. 7, Qui-Gon Jinn, then HK-47 obviously for droids, and then Lando Calrissian. Looking at the meta report, who wants to jump in on this and your initial thoughts?
I mean, for me, it's all pretty standard, and I guess personally, what I like more about the meta report now, I don't know if you want to switch to it or if anybody else wants to talk about the leaders first. I like the squad report a lot more than the leader. And the
well, fine. I was just following the notes, Finn. But if you want,
yeah, I know
a
somebody else
butthole,
can comment.
fine.
Nobody else was piping up, so I
you know what,
just said,
Finn? Just let other people talk because you're just being an evil troll tonight. Okay, you're really.
I know, and now I have a mic to do it.
I know. This is why Gronny needs to be on. But he had to steal government Wi-Fi, and this is what we're left with. Let's just go to the squads then, because let's do what Finn wants to do. There. Now squads are up. Let's talk about squads. You know what, Smithy? Let's get your insight, because I don't want to hear Finn's mouth anymore for a while. Smithy, let's talk about this. VGW, you jump in here too, Urban as well. We got Vader, TFP, Boba Fett, Emperor, and Shore Trooper as the number 1 squad being used right now. Am I looking at that right? Wow. It is right. Holy smokes. What are your initial thoughts on that, guys?
The lethality is strong with that one.
Holy, can you imagine?
At first, honestly, I kind of read that one too fast, and I forgot to read Shore Trooper, and I'm like, where's the tank? Who's going to protect them? Then I saw Shore Trooper, and I'm like, oh, now it seems to come together. I like that, because if you got the Vader Zeta, and after they remove those debuffs, they go right back on them, the damage over time anyways. And between Vader and Boba Fett, they just clean house. You got TIE Fighter pilot who does increased damage the more negative status effects they have. You got Palpatine who could shock and stun them. And then Shore Trooper just keeps them all at bay because you can't go after them before you go after Shore Trooper. So that is a very lethal squad that I personally do not like going up against. But then again, my Emperor is not quite there either. I also run a wedge lead, so I would not be able to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, true. And then the next team down is Vader, TFP, Boba Fett, Emperor, Baze, then Maul. It's looked like a bunch of teams that are tied, but Maul, TFP, Boba Fett, Emperor, Vader, Rex.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to comment on that really quick. If you look at the
silence.
No, this is at least important.
Is it? At least important. Or are you just going to troll?
If you look at the count, no. If you look at the count on the meta report, just to kind of put some perspective in it, it looks like they reset the count for the squads recently. Because there's only like 20 some odd squads right now. I know earlier today, like the droid squad was actually number 2, and the count was a lot higher. So it looks like this has been kind of like the most recent server update. Okay. So this may be a little bit skewed, but these are still some of the top teams that are being run. So it's definitely something to keep in mind.
Which team here, Smithy, do you see and go, yep?
With these, I can see that the top 3 on there would be Zetas.
Right.
Without a doubt. They're Zetas, and then you've got the Rex to counter the Vader Zeta.
Right.
all Empire. So that's pretty much where I would see the top 4. Then you've got the kind of like, is that a General Kenobi lead Rex Ayla?
Yep.
I can't see that. Is that Baze and Shrews? Good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Good team. That again, it's probably then to counter the Vader Zeta. So the Vader Zeta, because you got a lot of people that got these refunds, a lot didn't put it back into Barriss, so they've probably gone after Vader. I know that the guy in my shard that used to run the Barriss Zeta went straight after Vader instead of putting it back into Barriss. I know a few people that have just gone after Vader just solely as well for the Rancor and the AAT. Get some nice scores with an Empire squad in that. So it's probably going to be top. I don't know. The Maul team that seems interesting. It's definitely what I've seen a lot used is with Emperor Palpatine, Chirrut Baze, and General Kenobi. That's quite a solid team.
That is a disgusting team. Good God.
Yeah, because you're then protecting the stealth itself is protecting Emperor Palpatine and Maul.
Oh God. Just
And then
think.
you've got 2 tanks, 1 dispeller, 2 cleansers. Yeah, that's going to be horrible to face.
Oh God. It's just yeah, it's horrifying thinking about it. All right.
That is horrifying. If I can pipe in here for a second and stuff, what I would like to see is if they would rework on Plo Koon and his ability to unstealth people with his leadership. I think that'll be an insane clone counter to that, or Jedi counter for that matter and stuff. Because there's a lot of people, you know, Maul, Tebow, Nuke Gunray and stuff that can go stealth or help people who have stealth, but you don't have many characters, none that I could think of off of the top of my head besides Plo Koon who can actually remove that stealth. So I would like to see that come back, just to counter these, because they're trying to make this whole database where anybody could be anybody and it's not one meta team just runs the entire shard.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you would use normally would be B2 and TIE Fighter pilot versus the Maul.
Yeah.
That's what you'd have to go for that route for the kind of like the ability block straight away. You're gonna have difficulties definitely if you haven't got the right mods, because Maul needs an extensive set of mods to be viable. And if someone is running that, they've got that Schnizko. They have got those mods to run Maul. And I run Maul now in Galactic War, right? And check this out. I could actually probably kill most teams with just Maul alone. And literally, I wipe out Jedi teams 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and it's just Maul taking them out. So if you're running a Qui-Gon Jinn, yeah, you could have some issues on the defense versus that team.
That's just, it's a horrifying thought. It really is. And then,
but that transitions us well, actually.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Finn. You're transitioning, so go ahead.
Well, because you were mentioning about the removal of the stealth and those kind of things. The new characters actually have the ability to dispel buffs in an AOE way. Death Trooper, who's going to be one of the new characters that's coming out, actually has an AOE dispel, which could work very well to dispel a lot of those stealth, and it fits into an Empire squad. So this may be just what you're looking for here, Virtual Gamer.
All right. So do we want to get into the new characters then?
Yeah, let's start with Death Trooper.
All right, let's go to Death Trooper here. It's loading. Okay. So Death Trooper, let's see here. I'm just going to read his abilities and go over this stuff, and then, we'll let everybody pipe in. So his basic, deal physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict daze for 3 turns. If the target was already dazed, stun them for 1 turn. If the target is rebel, attack again. So very good against rebels. Damage about 3,600 to 4,000. Special is Death Trooper Grenade. Deal physical damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs on them with a 70% chance to inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. Enemies who were not buffed have their cooldowns increased by 1. Good lord, not a lot of damage, but that's insane. Terminate, deal physical damage to target enemy. This is another special. If the target is suffering any debuffs, this attack is a guaranteed critical hit. If there are any defeated enemies, also inflict death mark for 2 turns. Targets defeated by terminate cannot be revived. Wow. And then Krennic's Guard. Whenever Death Trooper scores a critical hit, he and Director Krennic recover 20% health. Death Trooper has a 50% chance to gain a 100% turn meter whenever Director Krennic takes damage. Wow. Director Krennic cannot be critically hit while Death Trooper is alive. Wow. Okay, guys, initial thoughts. Smithy, jump in because I'm just in here drooling.
He seems to be a great counter to Boba Fett.
A lot of characters. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, Boba Fett is one of the most, I would say, is one of the most used currently. You know, everybody's using him. His execute Boba Fett takes out a Boba Fett. Now you throw in Death Trooper takes out a Boba Fett. So if you run Death Trooper with Boba Fett, that's going to be insane. Once if you've got Krennic, of course, in an Empire team, this is going to be. There's some insane OP abilities there that's making me go, holy, you know, just like.
Yeah, that's.
You gotta love him. He's a must-have character. Or if you haven't got him and someone's got him, it's gonna be deadly.
That is insane. Anybody else? Initial thoughts?
Urban, what do you think?
That's some raining blood, man.
Hell yeah, especially if he could that do not revive like Smithy was saying to frickin' counter Boba Fett.
I thought you liked
Because that would
Fett.
take. Well, I do, but I don't like playing against him.
Oh my god. Alright, so Death Trooper, Jesus. BGW, any thoughts? Or are you just drooling like we are?
I'm kind of drooling too, because I'm going a little ahead and stuff, and I was looking at the ability of Director Krennic since they seem to be going hand in hand, and he's got an ability where he's got an ability called Death Trooper Assault, where he deals special damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict stagger for 2 turns. If any enemies are debuffed, however, he will revive Death Trooper with a 20% health for each debuffed enemy. So if he's got 5 debuffed enemies, he's going to revive Death Trooper at 100% health.
That's crazy. And if Death Trooper is present, he is called to assist. That's one of Krennic's, and I pulled up Krennic's abilities. All right, let's look at his basic first. Let's just look at the rest of Krennic's abilities and things. Test their defense, deal special damage to target enemy, and inflict tenacity down for 3 turns. Nice. We just did Death Trooper Assault. Experimental Weaponry. Deals special damage to target enemy and inflict a debuff. Attacker, stun, healer, support, ability block, tank, buff immunity for 2 turns. If the target is a rebel, also inflicts speed down for 2 turns.
And the Wig's meta takes another shot.
Wow. Director of Advanced Weapons Research. This is his leader ability. Empire allies gain 25% critical chance and 25% potency. Debuffed enemies who are critically hit during an Empire ally's turn suffer ability block for 1 turn. This effect cannot be resisted. Empire allies recover 10% protection whenever they score a critical hit. Jesus Christ. Unique. Director Krennic gains 10% critical damage for each debuffed enemy and 10% critical damage for each rebel enemy. If Death Trooper is present, he also gains these bonuses.
Yeah, I didn't add that one in because I figured we were going to get to this.
Yeah, the game's over. Once you get these 2 guys, game's over. Everybody just go home. Okay. Sweet mother of God. All right, Smithy.
I'd say it's Return of the Jedi. Jedi, man. Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta. Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta right there.
Oh. Sweet Minerva.
I may actually do Qui-Gon Jinn next. I was going to do Vader, but this Qui-Gon Jinn to me sounds like a great counter to... Because these characters are slow. Empire are generally slow, except for TIE Fighter Pilot.
I didn't look at his actual...
the Death Trooper, Krennic, they're slow. They're slow. So speed, foresight, that's what you're going to need, really. You know, if they're using Shore Trooper, you're going to use Qui-Gon Jinn to get that offense up, dispel it, and then go after these characters. To me, Qui-Gon Jinn seems like a safe bet versus this because they're not getting any bonuses versus Jedi. No. It's going to be Rebels. And then this hopefully is the gap, the bridge that's going to bring in Jedi Luke.
Look, let's not get our hopes up, man. Me and you've talked about this. We want it, we need it, but it ain't happening anytime soon. So we'll dream the dream.
Are they going to bring in the last Jedi before Jedi Luke?
They might, Urban. We don't know. Nice
No,
little segue
there
into
is
the
one other.
There is another.
It'll be interesting though, because the stagger, they didn't list it there, but stagger is, when they described it in the post, is similar to expose but removes alt turn meter. So
God.
if you have a TFP going first and potentially eating up the foresight off of Qui-Gon, and then you can get the stagger on, I mean, you have some nasty combos with Empire going on here.
It's big time. I mean, what would you run with this? Obviously, I would say TIE Fighter pilot with this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're
Vader.
almost forced into a group here.
I would say Short Trooper, Vader, lead. Well, I don't know. Krennic's lead is pretty.
I would go with
pretty
Krennic.
yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be like
lead with
Krennic.
Vader, TFP, Death Trooper, and Short Trooper. I mean,
See, I wouldn't even go Vader. I'm thinking more Krennic with Emperor.
But they get all these turn meters and
Trooper.
stuff from the debuffs. I mean, Vader pops that off. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, but you could do the AoE stun with Emperor too.
Yeah, true.
You can basically crowd control the entire game with the way, especially that AI works on defense. You're all these 70% chance and 80% chance, and pretty much 100% chance when you're facing them on defense. So you're probably, I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be more of like a Krennic lead with Death Trooper, Short Trooper, TIE Fighter pilot, and Emperor Palpatine.
I don't know. Smithy, what are your thoughts?
I'd probably see most people are going to run the Krennic lead, Death Trooper, Shaw, Sharut, and Baze.
Oh, God. Yes.
That seems to be the flavor. Just throw Sharut and Baze in there.
Yeah, why not?
It takes it to the next level.
And the game is over. Well, there's nice playing. See you guys.
But I think the problem that you've got, and say if you've got this Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn, even if TIE Fighter pilot goes first, which he probably won't, you'd have to have some serious mods for him to be a Jedi team. You know, because 30 speed is a lot in the game with the characters naturally fast. You've got Yoda that can also put tenacity up.
True.
So there's going to be a lot of options. If the foresight is up, I don't think this ability that the Krennic lead does will go through the foresight. The foresight will soak it up first. So you go with TIE Fighter pilot, that foresight will soak it up. Then you've pretty much got a Jedi squad that's going to be much quicker.
But doesn't Death Trooper's AoE grenade remove all buffs?
It does, but he's slow.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you can do your team right, I mean, all those buffs are nice, but then he puts that on there. I mean, it gives you a lot of options. I mean, I like what you're saying, Smithy, but it does seem like it would still be a difficult task with what these guys can do.
Definitely, but I think the speed factor would completely change it because they're going to get foresight up again every time they kill an enemy, and all they got to do pretty much is take off the taunt from Shore Trooper. Then you're leaving this entire squad open until they get their turn. So you could easily 5 Jedi are probably going to go before Krennic or Shore Trooper anyway.
So you probably think
that.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering if Smithy thinks the foresight will counteract his AoE, the one that debuffs, or is it gonna not matter? Is the debuff gonna not just take away all green and the foresight won't matter?
With the foresight, it's hard to say because that's still technically a dodge. So when B2 does it, when B2 does this AoE kind of like that, the spills are buffed. If you've got foresight up, the foresight takes the hit first. So if you've got foresight, then behind that you've got tenacity up from Yoda. The tenacity up won't go; it'll just come up that it's a dodge.
Plus, with that Yoda Zeta, he
where Vader comes in.
Foresight. So you could, if you have the Yoda Zeta and the Qui-Gon, you're getting double foresight right there.
That's true. A lot of changes, man. Oh man.
The other thing too, Smithy. I don't know. The leader for Qui-Gon only gets it with. So obviously you start out with the foresight, but then you have to kill someone in order to get foresight on everyone again.
Yeah. Or a character dies.
But Jedi aren't really that much in terms of burst damage. So if we're looking at a group, could this be more of a return of Royal Guard? So if Jedi are going up against him, you could have an off-turn taunt that can basically distract you from being able to kill someone.
Definitely.
True. Oh, goodness. The possibilities. Well, Well, no. So, with these characters, I guess they're doing special events. You want to get into that, Finn?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to open it up your game to it, because now the way that the special ops is set up is that there are a lot of different levels to the special ops events. There's kind of limited information right now. Since open, you can only kind of go based on the descriptions of each of the different events in order to figure out how these are going to work. But if you look at all of them, the Special Operations 1, so this one is going to be where you can get Director Krennic shards. It's a pretty simple one. It's a level 30 recommended one. So this one's probably going to be pretty simple. It's going to be opening up in a few hours here. Then you have Special Operations 2, which is where you're going to get the Death Trooper. Again, this is a level 30 recommended. So this is also going to be fairly simple. The next one is the interesting one. So I want to kind of get what you guys think about it. Is Special Ops 3. And it looks like you're getting Krennic shards. They show pictures of the rebels, essentially, or the resistance, with Jin and Baze and Chirrut and Cassian and K2SO. But if you look at the description, you're getting the Krennic shards, but it's going to require your most powerful dark side characters to defeat the rebels from Rogue One. Now, there was a post by Capgas, I believe, that basically said that the intention was to make this kind of really generic and make it kind of a general dark side, so not very specific. This is still level 30 plus recommended, but what do you guys? I don't think we've seen a dark side only event in a while. So, what are you guys' thoughts on a dark side specific, and what kind of squad are you thinking about for dark side only?
Smithy.
I didn't know it was dark side only. You know, the posts I've seen before was saying that we could use any team. Is this like the second kind of third tier, the one that's got the
Third tier.
Rogue One Rebels?
Third tier.
Okay, yeah. So I'd probably go in and use probably Sunfuck, Boba Fett, Emperor Palpatine, possibly Darth Vader, or just go with the pure Emperor Palpatine lead, and go that way. There isn't many dark kind of like side characters that I've got, so I'd probably use Emperor Palpatine lead, maybe Boba Fett in there. Definitely got to use Darth Maul in there. That's a must. He's just awesome.
It's amazing.
Don't forget Savage Opress. He puts a full to rest.
Oh my god.
No, that was my first. So I'm with Urban on this one. I'm gonna try and find a way to play Savage Opress with the Emperor Palpatine lead. I just have to.
Well, the cool thing about Savage is he's kind of underrated because he doesn't hit hard, but if you have a ton of protection on him, he does more damage for a longer time. So it kind of evens out. I think that's my opinion on him.
Well,
very nice. Who was that? Did we just lose somebody?
well, the other thing you got,
Okay.
this is a VGW. If you have a droid team, you could also run a droid team.
True.
And then if you need a healer and stuff, or if you want to make sure, because they might have something. I'm waiting for the time they come out with an event where you have to get 3 stars in order to get the maximum amount of bonuses or whatever. And if they do it on a dark side, it's gonna be really difficult unless you have someone like old Daka and her second serve, just to move things along. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that sooner or later and stuff. So there's lots of options actually dark side, but creating a squad that might have to go 8 stages could be difficult with a dark side squad if you haven't worked on your dark side characters.
Well,
the only question I think with the droid squad is potentially that you can't use Jawa engineer, so you're basically going to be running a pure droid squad, or maybe a Phasma instead of a Jawa engineer, because Jawa engineer is light side.
I mean, you could go back to the old Poggle.
You could.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen Poggle actually in play here.
Or even use his name.
I mean, come on. Why not just throw Night Sister Initiate in instead?
How dare you, sir? We are not bringing any character of the Grande Life, so let's move on.
You have to have some way to speed the droids up. initially. Once they get going, then they've got 50% turn meter and you're fine. But that's the whole purpose of Java engineers, to give them that initial boost. If you don't have him, you're going to kind of struggle a little bit to start anyway.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, what is next, Mr. Finn?
So yeah, so that was Special Operations 3. If you go to 4 is going to be you're going to actually fight Director Krennic and the Death Trooper. What the rewards are still unclear on 4. So you're going to have to kind of, I guess, watch here. I'm not sure what the event is, but what they did say in a different post is that when you get to the last tier of the event, you're going to be able to unlock what's called the Citadel Pack. So in the update that they put out, what they wrote is the Citadel Pack appears after the start of the final tier of the Special Operations event. Each pack guarantees 5 shards of Director Krennic or Death Trooper with a chance to get 30 shards. So what's unclear, though, and more likely than not, it's going to be for crystals, but they never said specifically whether or not this is going to be a crystal pack, whether it's going to be a pack that you can get through ally tokens, which would be nice, but probably not what they're going to do. But it looks like all of this is kind of building up towards getting to that Special Operations 4 and then unlocking the Citadel pack in order to get more shards.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, let's compare a little bit to what they've been doing recently with new characters in terms of the tournament. Do you like this system a little bit more? Do you like it less? Or what do you think about having this kind of event that unlocks a pack versus having the tournament in order to get the characters?
Let's go with Mage Ducky first. Is he there? All right, let's go to Smithy. Is anybody there? We seem to be experiencing technical difficulties. Let me see what's going on here. Anybody there? Hmm. Not sure what in the hell is going on. I just lost everybody. Anybody there? Oh boy.
Thing is, because they were doing that, I honestly think tournaments are a way to eliminate those players from the servers, because all you have to do is look at these rosters and be like, okay, how did they get that far up in the ranking with that roster going up against people who have 45 to 50,000 might for their defensive squad? And with the tournaments, it makes it a lot more difficult. And yeah, it is time consuming, but even the rewards for getting in, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 are still significantly better than not participating at all. I mean, I was doing like maybe 30,000 ally points a tournament, and I'd range anywhere from 250 to 1,000. And I think the lowest amount of credits I got was about 750,000 credits, which credits is, I mean, you need credits. If anyone who says they don't need credits is a bona fide Knights Templar whale.
No, even they need it. That's why everyone's complaining about the credit heist occurring.
Oh, I know.
And just to be clear for everyone, they haven't said anything that they're not doing the tournaments. It's just that they're it looks like they're trying out a new way to get characters. Tournaments are probably going to return at some point for some of the characters again. It's just they've kind of done it this way, and so to kind of go with what the Beast Crits was saying, that if it's a pack, it's most likely going to be crystals. You're probably right, and I'll probably agree with that also. The only thing is that if for whatever reason they're deciding to move away from tournaments, it's possible that they're trying to give a new use to ally tokens, which is the only reason I was throwing that out there. Nothing is specific yet on that. So.
Well, they kind of have to, because here's the thing. Even after they eliminated the tournaments, if you go into Galactic War, if you spend 1,200 gems, you still get 18,000 ally points. So if they eliminate that, what is the use of those ally points? Because, I'm not going in and unlocking $788,000 worth of, packs.
All right. Rangerj, can you hear us?
You could do it in a video.
That was weird.
Yeah, it could be a massive video.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, the stream kept running, but everything froze up for me, and I couldn't do a thing. Like,
you know what? It's time to play, right? You have it ready.
What's that?
You know the special
Kill Grande?
Video. No, the other special video.
I think it's pack opening time.
No, yeah, everything. That was just weird. I don't know what that was. Like,
Let me make sure they can all hear us.
Yeah, should be fine. They probably responded to me because I was talking, but I couldn't hear you guys at all. Like, you guys were still talking, but nothing was coming through for me. I couldn't hear anything. Nothing was happening. So it looks like everything's back to normal now. So that was just a weird lag spike or something. So we are good to go.
Okay, so we were probably talking to nobody for a while.
No, you were. They just, I think I was coming through where I was saying, can anybody
they're
hear
saying
me?
they can only hear, well, Bimasu is saying he can only hear Rangerj.
That's probably at that moment.
Yeah, you might be hearing all of us. Yeah. So, no, he just said it.
They can't hear anybody else?
No, it appears that they can't.
Well, that's not possible. Because I'm hearing all you guys.
Damn it, they missed my best joke.
Wait, did OBS crash?
No, OBS did not crash.
Well, I'm looking at the chat, and apparently we were all muted, so I don't know what they actually missed.
Yeah, so it was only for a minute or two, so...
Okay, so Bimasu
so
can
everything.
hear BGW now.
Okay, so we're good now.
See.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're slowly coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hello? Hi? It was like 2 or 3 minutes, so I think we're good now. Okay, so what do we want to move on to next there, Mr. Finn?
Well, we were in the middle of something before you crashed. And
Well,
ruined the
we
whole
went
stream.
past it, so let's move on.
Ha.
So, did you guys have any other thoughts on that, or with regards to the change in the kind of the system that they have with the Citadel pack? Urban.
Well,
Smithy?
I just think that maybe we should do a quick recap since our mics went out and stuff, because
Yeah, that's
they
true.
may or
We
may
don't
not
know
have been
when
paying attention
exactly
to that.
Yeah, we don't know. When
Yeah,
exactly
so if we
they
do a
launched.
quick recap, we can at least, cover the basis of what we talked about, I guess.
Sure. So, just to recap here, then the Citadel pack will open after you guys complete. You complete the third tier and begin the final tier, which is tier 4 of the special ops, which is how you get Krennic and Death Trooper. They kind of said explicitly how that you're getting shards for the other 3. They didn't say it for the 4th. For the 4th one, though, once you start it, you'll unlock the Citadel pack, and the Citadel pack has the 5 shards of Krennic and Death Trooper. Potentially, you can get up to 30 shards. We're unclear on how you exactly get the pack, whether or not it's going to be for crystals, which is more likely than not the way it's going to be, whether or not it's going to be for ally tokens. That's going to be the way that we're trying to figure out whether or not they're going to continue using the tournaments in the future, whether or not this is going to be the new way that they're going to continue to get characters out there. So that's kind of where we were discussing before Ranger rudely interrupted us by muting all of us and disconnecting.
Apparently.
Ha.
And I went
only
into
hope
touch
is that
and... Go ahead.
I was just saying my only hope is that it's because the tournaments aren't too friendly for free-to-play players that maybe this is, but it's still just kind of hard to tell if being a mostly free-to-play player, I'll get these dudes, or if they're just going to piss me off and make me not want to pay for this shit anymore.
It probably is just going to piss you off again.
Because some of these things that they do is just ridiculous, the amount of crystals shards you get for the amount of crystals you spend.
Yeah.
Just
Tell
like that one.
tell us how you really feel, Urban.
I'm just
Someone
hoping
goes,
it's...
why did the stream go kaput when Grande showed up?
No, I'm on the stream. It's going. I see the chat. And
No,
everything.
it's all Grande's fault.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And
It
then a
always
quick
is.
recap of what I said is basically I like this style. However, I was questioning whether or not we were still going to go back to tournaments, and that I did like the tournaments because even at rank 500 to 1,000, you still get a fair amount of credits, which you desperately need. And it's a good way for them to find the people who are trying to cheat in this game with like very low characters, yet somehow are in the top 20, and it's a way for them to get them out of this game, because those are the type of players we don't need in this game, because there's plenty of players, free to play and pay to play alike, who put a lot of time and effort into working on their roster, and it's unfair to the legitimate players to have to deal with these illegitimate children who decide to hack a game to be invincible.
And on that note,
well, we can continue the anger here a little bit.
No,
Yes.
unleash your anger.
I feel your anger.
I'm afraid
there was another change.
I am your father.
If you'll disagree with me here, Smithy, or not, but they made a change now to the Yoda and Palpatine events, and for me, it was really annoying to see that they made this change. So starting in March, they're going to start rotating the Yoda event and the Emperor event every other month. So Yoda event will come it'll be the second Thursday of every month and last a week. Yoda will run in February, Palpatine will go in March, Yoda in April, and they'll just keep alternating all the way down. For me, this was a horrible thing to actually see them do. When they first put out Emperor Palpatine, they promoted it as a very rare event. Some people actually spent a lot of money to try and get Palpatine before it left the first time because they didn't know when it was going to come again. Then it came back in December and people were going over and doing that again. But again, still listed as a rare event. So people weren't sure what exactly when exactly it would be back and whether or not they should invest in it. So people spent a lot of effort trying to get Emperor Palpatine, especially newer players, because people that have played for a while had whatever they needed in order to get it done. Now, during those times, Emperor Palpatine never really became the meta. He was getting kind of close after the first event, but then Rebels kind of quickly took over and became the new meta, and Palpatine kind of fell by the wayside. Now that Emperor Palpatine is kind of getting close to becoming meta, because obviously they're pushing Empire a lot more, all of a sudden now Emperor Palpatine's event is coming every other month. To me, it seems like a big FU to everybody that had spent the time and effort to get Emperor Palpatine during the first especially, and even the second time that it showed up, to the point where now they're doing it every other month. I think it's a ridiculous choice. I think it's a really bad way of saying that something is rare and then just changing it down the line. I am not happy with this change at all. And personally, this kind of pisses me off. But I don't know if you agree with me, Smithy, because you've played for a while also.
It's the same as Chromiums, really, that every character that you pay for is going to be farmable one day. So what you're getting from getting Palpatine first is that you've got this advantage of, what, 8 months? Is it 8 months? I can't remember how long it's been, but you've had this time. If you got him at the beginning, and even with March, that's probably what, when he comes out in March, I don't know the date, that could be hitting 2.5 to 3 months since he was last in December. So I think it's personally a good idea to bring him out, because it's going to now invest others away from Rebels, get away from this horrible crit meta, this kind of like one-shot itchy trigger, and bring it more into more of an open game where people are now going to be able to build their Empire teams, use the characters that they want, and not have to worry that, oh no, when's Emperor Palpatine coming back? Because there's a lot of new players that come in with a Rogue One, which probably aren't going to have Emperor Palpatine, the ones that probably paid a lot to get their Rebels, but Rebels are useful all over anyway, so even that you buy Rebels are still useful, you can still use them in the arena, Galactic War, they've got ships as well with like Wedge and Biggs, so I don't see it, and Akbar as well, so I don't see it as a total waste. Maybe Leia's going to get reworked one day. So I think it's the right move to do. So it's allowing Emperor Palpatine for everybody now to have them at their own pace. You know, it's been released, and it's pretty much like Chromium packs. Whoever buys Chromium packs is going to get that character first, and then they're going to go free to play. Look at Qui-Gon Jinn originally. I think that was the big thingy, that he was the exclusive Chromium, and then all of a sudden, bam, he was free to play, and nobody was happy about it. The whales were like, "What? We abused Qui-Gon Jinn, and now everyone's going to have him." But that's how the game goes, you know. It's not always going to be locked behind a paywall, and I think that's the way that Emperor Palpatine should be. Even though they said it's a rare event, changing it is good for the community, because you've got so many more. Like my new wall, I was 17,000 when I joined on that arena. That's 17,000 people that logged into the game, you know, and created an account, and that's on one shard. So I think it's a good move to make him free to play. Well, shall I say it's more good move to make him more frequent to obtain.
I agree. Finn,
And
you've
then
you've been shot down. Urban, please go ahead.
Well, then it just opens up for them to bring out a new rare event with the new OP, the next OP level of dude for the whales to frickin' get.
Jedi Luke. It's going to be Jedi Luke. It's going to be Empire and Sith.
Now the other thing, too,
Whoever it is, you're
yeah.
gonna have to use Ugnaught.
You're all just trolling now. All right. So on top of
my
that,
only problem, and I agree with you, Smithy, that overall in the
no, there's
community,
no problem.
it worked.
You're just disagreeing to
The
be a
only
troll.
problem I have with it, though, is that they called it a rare event. I mean, Chromiums from the beginning, they've never said it one way or the other that it was going to be Chromium exclusive forever. They were kind of open with it about the fact that it was going to eventually, all characters are eventually going to be farmable somewhere from Chromiums. But they never said that they were going to change this event from anything other than a rare event. And that's what bothers me. Is that they never gave any inclination, especially even the second time that it came around. They didn't really make it seem like it was going to be coming back this often, and people spend a lot of resources on it. That's the only part I don't like, is the fact that they've named it a rare event and then changed it back.
But on the flip side of that, they may not have had any plans to make it a less rare event until they've come back into office after their holiday. So they could have just communicated this now, saying, well, actually, it's a bad idea to do this rare event. They may have not looked at it in December, and then their numbers could have dwelled, while the numbers of playing the game could have gone through the roof, and they're like, hang on a minute, only this amount of number have Palpatine. We need to do something about this. So that's how I see it. That they've looked at it statistically, like they did with the credit heist, that we had no credits. They gave us a credit event every like 6 to 12 days, and I think that's what they've probably done with this Palpatine. Think, well, there's lots of people that don't have Emperor Palpatine. We're bringing out new Empire guys, so we've got to really make it more obtainable. That's my thoughts on that. It makes you invest into one. That's the main thing. It's the same as when they gave us Wedge for free. Back when nobody said no, he won't go into the cantina. He won't. I was like, yeah, he will, because we've got Rogue One coming. I said that all the time, and this is the same. We got loads of Empire, Dark Side, so that's why as well they're probably giving now this rare event, making it
a little
more
bit more accessible. Yeah, and you still have to farm the characters to go do the event to unlock him. So it's not like it's just, oh, here you go. Here's your free Emperor Palpatine. You have to actually earn it. You know, you have to farm at least 5 really good Rebel characters. It's just something like the Jedi. You have to farm 5 good Jedi to go beat it.
Yeah, but I think with the way everything was going, everyone was farming.
You're
Rebels
just
anyway.
Trolling, man. You just.
I'm not. I really am.
I can't
really
tell,
am
Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, because you just don't know about you. All right. I tire of this talk. Finn, look, what have you done? All right.
Okay.
So what are we moving on to next?
Well, I'm gonna leave it to Smithy now, because there was one other part
that
everybody was speculating about.
Let's do this, Smithy. You and me are on the same page. Let's rock this.
Yep. And Smithy is the one that kind of brought it to our attention here. So at the bottom of the update, they put an image, and the image was a disturbance echoes through the galaxy, residing in shadow and hungry for power. And they have a picture of someone wielding a lightsaber. And from my perspective, Smithy was the one that identified who it was. So Smithy, who do you think the new character is going to be?
Well, firstly, I want to point out that even though I didn't really look into too much of this, then I would have, when all the speculation, but I have to give the credit to Mr. Clinical, because Mr. Clinical posted it in my room with all the details, and I seen it briefly. I was, oh yeah, it is. But everyone's saying it's Nihilus, but it's not. To me, that looks like Darth Revan, because that's Darth Revan's lightsaber he's holding.
It is.
That is that.
Sizzle to the nizzle. Speak it, brother. That is Darth Revan's lightsaber.
Yeah, it's Darth Revan's. It's got the Darth Revan saber. It's very similar to a Jedi saber. It has the silver and it has the gold hilt on it. So like the neck on it, and it's exactly identical. If you don't believe me, go and Google images and put in Darth Revan's lightsaber, and you'll see the exact one that looks like in the picture. I could be wrong, and they could just have some random saber, but to me, that looks like it's Darth Revan. And Darth Revan had a cloak as well in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yep.
So to me, that's Darth Revan, and that's going to fit with more, or all these Vaders here. It's going to be crazy.
I'm telling you right now, if it's Revan, I don't care what it costs. I'm going to buy him. I will become a whale.
Do it on the stream.
I will do it on the stream. I'm not waiting for that crap. I'm just going to get him. It's like, haha, here you go, Revan. Enjoy yourself.
But your fans. Your fans.
I am not waiting 6 days if I have to wait to get Revan. I will get him open, and then you guys can partake in his goodness. But those who don't know, who is Revan, Mr. Smithy D?
So Revan is a character from the Knights of the Old Republic.
One of the greatest games ever.
Yeah, that's it. I love that game. I didn't love the second one.
Yeah, it was okay.
The book as well wasn't that good. But he kind of redeemed himself in the online version of Knights of the Old Republic. But Darth Revan, he was a Jedi, started off a Jedi. He was the kind of like person that won the Mandalorian war. He went against the Jedi because what he believed in was saving all these people that were getting slaughtered across the galaxy, and other Jedi kind of followed him. But then what goes with the title of what they're saying, Revan urged, so did Malik, for more power. And that was their goal. They went after the Star Forge, and that was their goal, to find out all the secrets of the Sith. And they become probably one of the most powerful Siths that could master, this is Revan, of course, master the light and the dark.
Dual wielding badass from hell. And not only did he defeat the Mandalores, he conquered them. He
did.
defeated Mandalore. What was the name of the leader at the time? Mandalore the Great or something like that.
Yeah.
And took his mask, and that's the mask that he wears. If people don't know, he is one of the most famous characters that's not legend that could be possibly legend here very soon. If they put Revan in the game, I'm going to, excuse my language, shit the bed. And I will buy him because he is one of the most unique and interesting characters I've ever seen or read about. He even got added into the MMORPG game, The Old Republic, and they continued his story after he gets redeemed. He goes after this, and this is non-canon, but it's part of the storyline of the game. He goes after the Emperor of the Sith, and he gets captured. And for 300 years, he basically holds the Sith Emperor kind of his power back. He fights him. The Emperor can't really. He's siphoning off Revan, but Revan's doing fighting him back the same way. And then he gets freed. He goes on this whole thing of where he's fighting both the Sith and the Republic because he just wants to free the Emperor and defeat him. And then you go through that whole storyline. But then you learn some stuff. I'm not going to ruin if you haven't played the game, but it's really, really powerful, really, really interesting stuff. So if you haven't read the books or played Knights of the Old Republic, I suggest you look them just Wikipedia him, and you'll see that Revan's is just a fantastic character. I'm telling you, Smithy, I think me and you both will be screaming like little girls if they put that character in game.
Definitely. Oh, I would love it. But and then, how's he going to be introduced? Will he be farmable?
I don't
Because
know.
it's
I
our
don't care.
favorite.
I don't care.
Wow.
I will, whatever it takes. That is a character I would just die to have. So.
I'd love to have him. That would like finish the Sith collection.
Anybody else, Mage, VG, Urban, any of you guys, if it was Revan, would you guys be like us and be shitting the bed? I think they all died.
No,
No, I'm still here and stuff.
They're doing it already.
It would be quite interesting to have Revan and stuff. I think that would be a very good character to have and stuff, but I don't know if I'd be shitting the bed and breaking the bank. But then again, I'm under the firm belief that any character that comes out and stuff, I'll let the whales go after him first because it's almost like they're scouting him for me, and then I can find out whether or not they're good enough to go after.
Okay.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Oh, it is you who is wrong about a great many things. All right. What should we do next, Finn?
I think we're ready for some questions.
Before that?
Before that?
Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
We've covered everything in that game update. Hour and a half, but we covered everything.
I know. Now, a couple of things. Do we want to just go to questions in before we do the other stuff?
Well, we have the first question, which is, did we get a pack opening yet by Mr. Cynical?
No.
Can we get one?
Yes, let's do some pack openings.
Yay! Rangers
Finally,
doing pack
some
openings.
damn pack openings.
When you say pack openings, is it just one pack, or are you gonna like?
I'm gonna open a few. I mean, the really only ones that I need is I don't need characters, right? I've pretty much got most. Nothing from the Chromiums that I need. The thing I do need is ship stuff. So this will make Mage Ducky happy. Is I'll do some fleet data cards. I don't need the fleet mega pack because I already have most of the ships open. So it just makes sense that.
Just out of curiosity. If you have 7-starred a ship, because I haven't 7-starred one yet, and you get extra shards, does that work like a regular character after you 7-star them? It goes right into the shop there for you?
I don't know.
Yes.
It does?
Yes,
Okay, good.
it does.
Okay, so we're going to do some fleet data card because I need ships, and I figure this would be the best way. So we'll open a few of these just for the fans. So you can see, get 10 to 100 blueprints. Watch it be like somebody I don't really want or care about, but we'll
like
see.
Geospy.
Oh,
watch it be Geospy, who
right,
just
we're gonna
is
open
not.
the first one. Let's see. So Geospy.
Doesn't
So we're buying the first one. All right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. It's being slow. Dun, 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 dun.
Sound effects are real.
I know. You may not know this, but I wrote that. No, I didn't. Write that. All right, we got Rex Arc 170. We got what, 10? Looks like we got 10. Okay, so we'll do another one.
He's a pretty rare ship in the fleet shipments,
Okay,
so it's not bad.
Yeah, and I'm working on Rex.
Did you unlock Rex?
Yeah, I've got
Ranger?
Rex. Yeah, I'm working on him, and he's unlocked. So, we want to buy again. Yeah, let's buy again. Let's do a couple more. See what we get. But if they get turned to poo, we're gonna stop. Let's see. Come on, big money. 25 of. Oh, I got the Scimitar. Nice. Yes. So we're gonna continue. So we can unlock him. Should we go unlock him, or should we open another?
Let's open. You're on a good streak here.
Okay. We'll open 2 more. Let's do 2.
Oh, okay, you do realize this means we're gonna go back into your roster at some point.
You're
and tweak your
damn right. I have to work on Darth Maul finishing him up too. Son of a.
We already have a really good question.
What?
Has VGW seen Rogue One yet?
I'm finally opening packs and doing what the fans want, and that's the first question. MJ, I love you like a brother, but how dare you, sir? But I am curious. Have you?
It hasn't released on Netflix or Hulu, so no.
That's
Sounds like
just
somebody's
wrong.
cheap.
Well, I haven't had television in 15 years.
You will die.
It's gonna be a long time before Rogue One gets on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figure. Maybe I'll go to the corner store and buy a bootleg if it'll make y'all happy.
Yeah, man. Just.
Oh boy.
You have internet?
Yeah, I have internet, but I don't know what sites to browse.
Oh,
I don't do that. I use my laptop
gotcha.
for my YouTube
Listen,
only.
Listen.
Do we really want to
No,
be
no, no,
promoting
no.
this
That's
on
not-
the
yeah.
stream?
Yeah, just stay away from that. Go to the cinema, stop being cheap, and watch Rogue One.
Right.
It is worth. the
Okay,
money.
okay. Maybe y'all forgot.
Let's start a
I'm
GoFundMe.
currently unemployed.
All right, we're gonna
I
start a
have to be cheap.
GoFundMe. We're gonna start a GoFundMe for VGW to go
Yeah,
see.
so we can hit that
Or
one.
they could just contribute to the Patreon.
We need to get.
whatever.
We need
So
to
we
get
have
him to
two.
watch
So
it.
we're starting 2 of them now. So one for VGW and one for Bobby Grande out of jail for stealing.
Yeah, we
internet.
got to get him out of jail for stealing internet. You can see that he's still. Okay,
He's
so
he's in the chat from jail right now. So
Okay,
say
well,
hi to Grande. in
yeah,
the
yeah.
voice
Send
chat
him.
area.
Send him cookies, baked items, that kind of thing. All right, let's buy another pack. Let's see what happens. All right, so far, pretty good so far. 2 good ships. Please not Geonosian Spy, and I got Ahsoka Tano.
It's not terrible. She just doesn't have a place if you have Vader.
I don't have Vader, so I guess. All right, we're gonna do.
So I guess she has a place.
I keep saying stuff like that thinking you have Vader, and then you tell me you don't have Vader and you think I'm picking on you. And I'm not, I just keep forgetting.
Butthole.
Guess what? Ranger
He
don't
just
have
doesn't want to
Vader.
admit it.
Yeah, I don't have Vader. All right, so let's do one more. Is he one you can get in here? I don't think so. Is he? No.
Nope.
Yeah,
No.
so-
Tournament exclusive.
all right, we're gonna buy one more. Let's see what one more. Let's see. We got Resistance. All right.
Yeah,
Good
but you got
stopping
2
point.
good polls.
Yeah. Well, but I did get Scimitar, so
Yeah.
so we can get out of here. with
What's
finish.
the, what's the Scimitar?
That's Darth Vader
Darth
ship
Maul.
from
I-
episode 1.
It's
Really
called
called the
Scimitar, and it's
Yeah.
Darth Maul ship.
Yeah.
You said Vader.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you just said it's Darth
You
Vader.
said Vader and
episode 1.
Scimitar with an H.
No,
Yeah,
no, I was
you're
saying
like,
Vader. I didn't. Oh, well,
you're
I
like-
guess it was.
You're
Like,
like,
yeah,
you're like,
okay.
it's
Who cares? I got
Scimitar.
the goddamn Scimitar.
It's one of those Darths, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
Darths.
it's one of those stars.
Wait, oh, that's right. It was Darth Revan from Star Trek Voyager, right?
If you ever say Star Trek in this channel again, Mage Junkie, I will hunt you down and kill you.
Here's what I don't get. Grandepatron got mad at me for calling him Grandpa Patron, typing errors, and then he calls a Millennium Falcon the Million Falcon.
We all have Freudian slips. Look at that beautiful ship open.
Yeah, but but I think Grandpa Patron and Grandepatron are kind of slightly different.
All right.
Yeah,
so
but
we
I
got-
like the term Grandpa Patron.
So
It's a
we'll
term
work
of
on that.
endearment.
I do have Darth Maul open. I guess I'm going to farm him and Rex as well
Oh, nice.
as the ships.
Right.
So we'll have to get him to as fast as we can. I don't even know what. Let me look at. I haven't looked at my ship reset here. See if I got any more. If he came up, he usually comes up in the morning for me. So maybe we'll get lucky. He's in the fleet shipments. Let's see.
Do you not get your Darth Maul from the guild shipment?
No, I can't. I'm going to start farm. I've been farming him, and oh, I got a Scimitar there. So there we go. We'll just do that. Yay!
I don't. I don't think you got a scimitar. I think you got a scimitar.
Yeah,
I say
there's no H.
scimitar. You say scimitar. Potato, potato. Kiss my ass,
But there's-
Mage Ducky.
You need some Cool Whip.
But there's no H in it. That's the thing. There's no H.
Yeah, like it's not potato. It's right and wrong.
It's
All right,
Cool Whip
I'm gonna
all
play.
over
I'm gonna.
again.
Yeah. So.
Cool Whip. What? Cool.
It's like calling Darth Vader Darth Vader.
No, it's not.
We're calling Darth Maul Darth Vader.
So
Oh
anyway,
man, Mage Ducky is pouring it on Ranger today.
I know he's about to get the wrath of the Ranger, and I don't think he's gonna like it.
I'm
Trying-
sorry.
No,
You're
no,
adding an extra
no,
letter
listen.
to the scimitar.
I'll sit
It's
however I
ships.
damn well please.
It's ships. I'm sorry. I'm passionate.
I don't
can't help
care.
myself.
Take your OCD and stick it right up your ass. I don't care.
I love you too.
All right.
I know. I love Mage Ducky. We will be
All
doing
right.
more videos,
I
and
think we should
I will
start getting
continue
to questions.
the scimitar or scimitar, whatever you want to call it.
Scimitar.
The scimitar.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So let's get to some questions here because we do have a few questions here, and the last one will definitely probably take a little bit of time here.
Is it from
Um,
Grande?
No, I'm ignoring Grande questions. He's in jail. We can't answer. He needs to talk to a lawyer.
That's right.
So good old Maurice asks, and I think this is directed towards Smithy when we were talking about Barriss. So if you have Barriss on your team and the other teammates get stealth, or even Barriss gets stealth, do they still gain health during the time that they're stunned?
when they're stunned, yes, they do. The only thing that's going to stop it, well, as long as they're getting hit by a crit, even if the characters are stunned, they're still going to get the health. The only thing that's going to stop it, to my knowledge, is going to be heal, immunity, and shock. They're the two things that are going to stop gaining that kind of heal buff from crits. But as long as Barriss is alive, and even if the whole team is stunned, they will still get it on a crit.
Okay. Next question is from MJ, and this is directed more towards Ranger and VGW here. So, will they use this game now? And I know you were discussing this earlier, Ranger. Use this game to make Darth Revan canon.
Yeah, I think so. I'm shocked when Smithy showed me that saber. I immediately knew what it was, and I was like, "Get the hell out of here!" Now, of course, we could be wrong. He makes some good points that they could just be.
It could be
fooling-
trolling us.
Yeah, they could be
It
trolling
could,
us.
it could be Padme, really. They're like, you know, it does just show a saber, so depends if that is the full image. It could be anybody, but
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Oh, Annie. I hope not. That would just be good lord.
that'd be the troll of the year, wouldn't it?
Good lord. Me and Smithy would have a nice little cry in the corner together. You know, just
I don't know about you. I'd be crying in my pillow for weeks.
I know.
No, it's not Revan. It's Padme.
Padme. Oh, Padme. But yeah, I forgot the
Old Ben
question.
was doing that for a while. Right?
Yeah.
The Christmas.
Yes.
That was still an epic gift giving by Smithy.
It was. Next question.
So what do you think, though, VGW?
Oh, we're gonna get into this. Oh, VGW, go ahead.
Yeah. What do you think about Revan potentially being canon or being made canon through the game more than anything?
Turn my dogs are barking like crazy, so if we could move on to the next.
That's okay.
Okay. So we'll go towards Urban with this one here. Praetorian Pyro is asking that. So we had the Emperor event that was basically using rebels. You have Yoda that used Jedi. So he was saying that he would like to see another event where you can use a faction to get a specific character. And the one he was saying in particular was Jango Fett, potentially through this method.
Love to have
So
Jango
for
Fett.
you, yeah. So for you, Urban, Jango Fett, is there another character you'd like to see through an event like this? And if so, who would be the faction that you would want through here?
Say Luke.
I'd love to see that that bounty hunter with the antenna on her head. I always forget her name,
Sabine.
but that one, because
You mean
they
Aura
should
Singh?
make a use of the frickin' bounty hunter scoundrels they added out there.
Good point.
Yeah.
Now,
And she could be a healer for the bounty hunters. They don't have a healer yet.
Grande is just talking some mad trash in here, Finity. I need you to go get him
Why?
because he's going to cause me to cuss, and I'm trying not to cuss.
Yeah. So,
Grande, quit being a troll. You suck at it. Get your butt in here in the chat. Be a human being. Talk to us like human beings. Don't go the path of Finn, for it's a path that leads to many abilities, many could be considered unnatural. Okay? You know, you've changed since you shaved your beard. That's all I'm going to say. You
Looks a
know,
lot younger, doesn't it?
So
What were we talking about? Scoundrels? What? I just got back.
no! This is what he said about Grande.
Han Solo hasn't got a beard, and he's a scoundrel.
oh man.
No, seriously though, what were we talking about? Scoundrels?
No,
Yeah,
we were talking
I know what
about
we're talking
potentially getting a new event.
character.
Mage Ducky, you're a little bit newer to the game, I think, than most of us here. So, kind of from your perspective, is there a character not in the game that you would like to see in here? And if so, if they made an event like the Yoda or the Emperor Palpatine event, what would be the faction that you would kind of want to see used to get the character?
That's hard. Because pretty much all of my favorite characters from the Star Wars universe are currently in the game. I would love to see. No.
Oh!
I actually didn't even hear what you said. The way Ranger was laughing, I assumed it was bad.
Say Luke.
Okay, fine, Luke. Why not? No.
Oh, why not?
Just because Smithy D,
Yeah, why not?
It just
Smithy D's a pretty cool
reminds me
guy.
of the Family Guy Star Wars stuff, where it's just like, Luke, get your muscly ass back over here.
Get your muscle ass back here.
Anyway, I'd really like to see some droid love, somehow, because everybody out there. I mean, Farm Boy Luke did clean up some droids, so maybe he could be a droid here.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Luke's got a droid hand, you know?
No, and a droid hand, true. Droid synergy right there. But because like people are saying that the time of droids has come, they should die out. And to me, it's like they're not the best, but they survive. So I'd like to see them get a new character of some sort that kind of helps, you know, bring them up to this new Zeta meta, you know?
That's true. VGW. So they have a few droids in the game. Are there any other droids that have been kind of in the lore that you think would
Droidica.
here?
Droidica.
The only droids that I really want to see and stuff, I mean, one of them we've been seeing footage for a long time, and one was rumored temporarily, and that got shelved. But how do you have droids, but you don't have R2-D2 or C-3PO?
Great point. BB-8.
So
don't even no BB-8. Just no.
No R2 either. I don't want to see R2 taking down like Jedi.
He can shoot
No,
his,
like,
his
okay,
Honestly,
oil.
though, I honestly feel like R2-D2, if you look on your ships, they have this thing where it looks like it's going to be their version of mods, which is probably going to be R2 units, and R2-D2 will probably be one of them and stuff, and it'll probably be like the premium character of it, but even still, he should have been in this game a long time ago.
I don't know, like, to me, Episode 3, R2-D2, taking down B2 super battle droids with oil and his jet is like,
What?
I don't know, it's stupid. Like, he's got a little shocker thing so he can take on murder bears, okay, fine. But I don't think that
How can you
R2-D2
hate
has
on
any business as a
R2-D2?
combat droid.
All that little droid does is he gets the job
Apparently,
done,
someone
and
needs to get on Netflix and go
saves
watch the
the
Clone
day.
Wars.
Well,
R2
and
was
I don't like what he does in the Clone
Ah.
Wars either. I think he's great as a witty character and a great aid to Luke in the original trilogy. I do not appreciate how they turned him into some combat.
The hate is strong in this.
I don't know. R2 was just R2 was R2. He was smart. Those B2 battle droids and the B1s were quite dense. They weren't very intelligent. So once they picked R2 up, that was it. He just sprayed on.
Handled his business.
Wait a second, there's your answer, Mage Ducky. Or who was it who does the auto sim on the fleet?
That'd be me.
Okay, well, there's your answer right there. He'll be the only character that you can't actually give orders because B2 needs an actual order. R2, he does it on his own.
That's right.
But no, I think
R2 is gonna be.
Wait, who is that?
Stay good.
First,
What was that? Who is that?
That you'll see.
Who do you guess who that was?
Oh my God!
That's right.
Well,
I feel like a fat man now. I just had like a 12-course meal with my 11-year-old as she turned 12. Oh my gosh!
Oh, happy birthday, little Grande.
Yep, that's
One
right.
course per year is what you're saying. So does that mean next year you're having a 13-course meal?
Oh
boy.
I don't ever remember eating that much food before. My God.
Well, what is their 25th or 50th birthday gonna look like? You're just gonna be dead from a food coma.
I have no idea. All I know is we started eating food 4.5 hours ago. like I got him at a.
It just keeps coming.
You know what?
Sir, it's wafer thin. Oh no, I couldn't have another bite.
4.5 hours of food sounds like a great way to celebrate.
Or die.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, and then somebody else picked up the tab, which made it even better.
Wow.
Yay, grandparents! That's all I got.
Wow.
It sounds like the only thing that could have made that better is if he had the Cantina band in the background playing for him.
Now I know what B-Monster's saying right now was spam served.
No.
I know this is the second stream in a row that we've ended up with some kind of food conversation.
I know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Reality Skewed Gamers, where we talk about food.
Yeah. Well,
Welcome to Reality Skewed Gamers. We're all a bunch of fat asses here who love food.
Yeah. We sit around and poke our finger at our phone and have the munchies.
While we discuss the intricacies of the game, we're busy shoveling our faces. So if we're away from the stream, we're having technical difficulties.
Anyway, I caught a bunch of the stream. I can't believe we turned Ranger into a whale. And I agree.
How did you get out of jail? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, what did you do? Did you bribe somebody?
I didn't know I was in jail. I've never even been in handcuffs before.
Yeah, we know about that government Wi-Fi. Don't play down with us.
His lawyer is telling
we were starting a Patreon to get you out.
So in the last week, we've gotten Donald Trump as the president. I lost my health care, but I got internet. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I think that's a good trend.
It's the opposite of me. I lost my internet and gained health care.
Because you don't need health care. You're going to die anyway, so you might as well enjoy yourself on the internet.
Oh, man.
Fat and plumpy. It's part of my plan. It's a good plan.
New characters, new ship, new stuff coming, new events. I mean, this is a good week, man. And you know what? I'm a really big hard node farmer. I got a new hard node.
Oh my God, we got to do 9. We got to do hard mode 9B.
That was our last question. I was saving it for the end so you can give it a shot.
All right.
So your
told you we'd get to it eventually there.
Jose. Dallas, Hernandez.
I'm going to try. I'm not going to make any promises. So let's.
Yep. Vormax was asking if you can give him some tips on beating light side 9B.
Oh, no, I didn't want to hit that. God.
You know that's Vormax in Discord, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like saying his whole name.
Yeah, his name's a lot
better. Like
he does have a really nice whole name. I mean, it's like, his parents thought about that because that's an awesome name.
All right.
I just got saddled with Daniel Smith.
You just
how common. Oh, Smith.
I'm just glad I didn't get adopted because my full name would have been a mouthful.
Virtual World Gaming. I mean, what were your patrol?
No, my real name is James Edward Holmes II and stuff, but I almost got adopted, and it was going to be James Edward Shepard Booton Holmes. I'm like, no.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like one of those assassins that would assassinate somebody.
Yeah, what they didn't tell you is I was actually a playable character in the background of SWGOH.
Hey, do you know on that same subject, right? I've got my little newborn boy coming in February, right?
Nice, congrats, bro.
Thanks, man. We were choosing out the names, right? And we went through so many names. We went through Logan, and I didn't really want my kid to be named after Wolverine, And then there was Harrison. Because I was thinking of better names. I was thinking outside the box, Like my first kid, my little one. No, I wouldn't call him Luke. But my little girl's called Casey. Like after Casey Jones. That's why I named her. Right, from Turtles. And
If it
I said
wasn't
to my missus,
Casey
let's call him-
Anthony.
So wait,
Um,
Wolverine isn't good, but Ninja Turtles is okay.
He's
Oh,
gonna have
Casey-
he's gonna have twins, and he's gonna name one of them Kiefer and the other one Sutherland. That way he can go Kiefer, Sutherland, get over here.
Well, the names have come up first. I tried to get away with my missus, like Obi. Can we call her Obi? Can we call him Kenobi? You know? Can we call her... And then she's like, no. And then I was like,
Trying to get good old
and then she says
Maurice's
Harrison. And I thought
chin.
everyone's going to call him Harry, even though Harrison Ford. I was just like, nah, it's not the same. So we moved on, and the name she got out to me was Grayson. And I was like, ching, that's Dick Grayson, Nightwing. I was like, yeah, let's do Grayson, you know? So a few weeks after, she was like, do you know we're settled on Grayson? I was like, yeah. I don't actually mind Anakin now. I was like, what the fuck? Literally,
Wow.
afterwards, like, she's just literally like, I've been like throwing names at her. Like, if we had a girl, it would have been Mara Jade, and with it being a boy, and I've said Anakin, everything. And then she's like, do you know we can't change your name because we've told everybody. I actually like Anakin now. And I was just like, what? It's just like a jaw-dropping moment. Why would you tell that? It's like someone saying, you know what, I brought you this big, massive present, but you know, it got lost in the post.
Yeah, well, you know, we got to the point where, you know, we would just like kind of throw names out to the parents, you know, and you know what's funny is if you throw out a bunch of names, you're like, well, we're thinking about these 5 or 6 names. Usually, whichever one we were leaning towards, they'd be like, oh, that's a terrible name, right? And then, you know, after we named the first one, you know, I realized that I had it. This is the one moment where I was in control. Because typically, my wife is totally freaking drugged up. She will agree to anything I want. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, whatever name you want. Well, whenever she's under all those drugs, I'm like, the kid's name is Bruce Wayne, okay? and they're like, really? It's a girl? And I'm like, I know it. We're going counterculture here. I know it's a girl. Her name is Bruce Wayne. Okay, and of course by that time, you know, they got, you know, she got a social security number and I got a birth certificate. My wife's like, really, it's Bruce Wayne? I told you that. We agreed, didn't we? You know.
All right, so I can't get good old Maurice. He's got Jin, but for some reason,
But you're my ally. Who do you want me to put in?
well, you've got General Kenobi in there, but for this battle, do we need General Kenobi? But he probably
It works good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So
Well, Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta. That's what I
I
used.
don't have Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta, so I'm
Yeah,
trying
but
to
you got an ally, haven't you?
I got Grande with General Kenobi.
I can swap in a Qui-Gon Jinn, but he's not Zeta.
No,
He's Max.
let's leave. We'll go with General Kenobi, but then we got
He
to pick the
needs
rest of
that
the team.
foresight for all those AOE's, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I used.
And crit immunity. Well, I don't
Do
know.
you get the foresight at the start of each stage, or is it only at the first?
Hey Ranger, I sent you a picture of it. The
Of
3-star in chat. Well, the 3-star, just like a little tease, but you ain't seen it yet. But I used an ally. I looked for an ally that had a Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta. Then I used General Kenobi lead. Then I used Baris Zeta. Then I used Anakin, Ayla, and Imagondai. And yeah, I surfed
So
through it.
you didn't have it 3-starred from before?
No, because I just got through it before. There was nothing there for me to want to go back for it.
All right. So what team should I go with here, guys? Smithy, Grande, come on. Let's we gotta try to beat this. Should I go Rebels with General Kenobi? I don't
No,
think
because it won't work. You want to use Anakin if you've got him.
he's there.
I used an old Ben.
I don't have old Ben, so let's not
Yeah,
count
old
on
Ben
Ben.
works.
With all the
there's an
dodges.
Yeah,
I used an old Ben lead as my borrow and ally, and I used my straight up normal PvP team with Wedge lead, and I managed to make it through there. Don't ask me how, but it worked.
If you're using Jedi, you could always use old Ben lead from an ally, then use Luminara as your kind of leader. That's a lot of evasion you're going to be getting for the Jedi.
That could be kind of that could work. Yeah.
So
On top of that, you get that 6% heal off of Lumi.
Shit. All right, let me find an old Ben one.
You had one there.
I know.
Yeah, you had one.
All right,
You try to avoid Ben first.
all right, we'll try old Ben.
Your Lumi is geared, right?
I think she's geared pretty well.
I'd imagine if you don't have a geared Lumi, it probably won't work well.
I think she's like 10.
Okay.
You got Darth Maul.
I don't think you can use Darth Maul here, can you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all light side.
I've just got Darth Maul on the brain because he's just so fun to use in Galactic War.
Just like everything is Darth Maul. Can I use Darth Maul on the light side?
Okay.
Sure, Smithy, for you.
There's
We
a
will make an
level. If
exception.
it's a level 80, Ben, 7 stars. Ew.
There was one previously that had like was fully maxed. He had like 9,000.
What do you want me to throw in? I'll throw in whatever. I'll just run one battle just to do it.
Hey, Grandy.
I guess all Ben.
There's an odd man there.
Let me see.
Don't forget, we're a little delayed on what we're seeing
on
the stream.
An Akbar with Lando might work with
Yep,
tactical genius.
That's true. An Akbar lead. You mean I have a maxed out Akbar. I'll be like totally maxed.
Yeah, you could
Mine's
use
like 10 or 11.
Han ST in there because he's going to take up a lot of the attacks for the last night.
Akbar was my second fully maxed after Leia.
Okay,
I regret that decision.
So you want me to swap leaders? Or you're gonna just use my old use that? That'll work.
We'll use General Kenobi, I guess. Yeah, but then we want to have Akbar lead. You said
not with Kenobi.
No, what we're talking about is you could get double speed if you went Lando speed, and then you also borrowed an Akbar. Then,
okay.
Yeah, but if you're staying with Kenobi,
if you're staying all Jedi, then just stay all Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll need a healer for that, won't I?
I mean, you got a healer in Ahsoka.
I know, but she could die pretty quick, and then I'd be hosed.
Well, put Barriss in there.
Yeah, we can put Barriss in there. I've got her 10.
Barriss or Lumi?
Yeah, do Lumi leader with old Ben Ally.
Wait, there's a Lando lead over here. Let me look. So I can go. You said Lando and Akbar.
You could.
Okay, we'll do.
And
try that first.
You remember when we remodded your characters?
Mm-hmm.
We left Lando alone on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And now do you see why I was like, yeah, let's not jack with him.
All right, so we want Akbar lead. We want Stormtrooper Han.
So while Ranger is doing that, we got another question from Vormax. He's asking, how do you determine which of your tunes you lent to your allies for them to use?
Okay,
Grande, you want to deal with that?
So here's the deal. So I'm gonna run a regular battle right now, and how I do this is the leader I select. So I'm just gonna select somebody's leader. I'm just gonna select somebody's. It doesn't matter whose. But I run the battle, and I select a leader. And then I put in a new leader. So, for example, on this one, I want to give him another Akbar to use. So I'm going to use my maxed out Akbar. And then if I put that in the leader position, what that means is that on light side battles, he will be able to use that character as a borrow a hero. Now, here's the deal: if he uses my, like for example, right now he's using my Kenobi, which means that he cannot use my Kenobi again until he goes and does in either Sims or does one of the challenges on the challenge table. As soon as he goes and does a challenge, for some reason it resets the leader abilities again. So then he could go back and use another. Then he can go back and use my character again. So I just threw my maxed out Akbar up there for you.
Well, I'm using someone else's, so we're okay. So I've got a maxed out Akbar with my Akbar with a maxed out Lando and the rest of the Rebel team. So let's am I still sharing the screen with you guys?
No, I see. Stopped sharing after you came back. We're watching on the stream.
Let me share with you guys here. 1 second. Okay. It didn't do it. I don't know what's going on. Son of a...
Can I just tell you how excited I am to have a friggin' another hard node? Yeah, I know you guys think I'm crazy with me and my hard nodes, but I was literally lamenting in one of the chats we're in about, well, I'm almost done with hard nodes, and then what do I do?
All right, so let's go into battle. I'm sharing the screen.
Got it.
All right, here we go. Really slowed everything down.
So we've gone long today, definitely, because there's a lot of information to go over. But if you guys still have any questions, just put them in the chat. We're kind of answering them as Ranger's working through 9B. And we have Stu in the chat.
Yeah, he
Oh
is.
no.
Stugard is in there.
Sharing the screen really slowed everything down. Holy mackerel.
I mean, you know how to play this. You don't need Mage Ducky to hold your hand. So if you need to stop,
For the record, I didn't say it this time, Ranger.
That's right. Well,
Finn just, that's what Finn is. Finn is just a jealous troll. I mean, he
Ranger
just...
feels better when someone holds his hand. So, Urban, can you go over there and hold?
Come on,
hold
Urban,
Ranger's
rain some
hand?
blood.
He's gonna need it. He's gonna need it so he can get some blood rained on him.
All right, here we go. All right, it's lagging so bad, guys. I'm sorry. Once we did that, so we want to get rid of these AOE guys. So those guys...
You can go ahead and stop sharing. So it frees up the game. It'll help the stream too.
We have faith in you.
We do. We have faith.
But you better triple mollywop one of those frickin' AOE turds.
Yeah.
Oh, one down.
Yay!
Oh, already starting kicking my ass. Jesus Christ.
So you know
Those
there's
AOEs are relentless.
I know it. You got to get rid of them first.
Well, they're all AOE, right? Or is the guy with the big gun the ones that... I thought they did the AOE. It's been a while since I've done this battle. Boy, I don't want to taunt here. That'd be probably a waste. I want to save that for the next battles. Let's not do that. He's going to AOE anyway, so it didn't matter.
See,
Oh my
imagine if they had
God.
Jedi Luke in the game.
Yeah.
They should add Dagobah Luke with Yoda on his back.
Can't make me
Combo
kick
move.
you out of this chat. We want
That's gonna
Jedi
be the
Luke.
next combo.
We want Jedi Luke. He's like, stop it with all the extra Lukes. There's only one Luke we want. Come on.
I think that'd be pretty cool though. If the next like combo is gonna be a Yoda Luke, they rework Yoda to actually work with new Dagobah Luke.
God, I just got...
We'll probably get
creamed.
Exile Yoda maybe at a later time.
Oh
He
my
was in-
They had a
God.
hermit. In one point in the data mine, there was a hermit Yoda.
God, I hate
Yeah,
this
Exile.
one.
Exile Yoda.
Jesus Christ. This is not going well, guys.
Ruh-roh.
You should have used the dodge metal.
Yeah, I may have to, because this
The
one's...
Dodge-
Dodge,
Count
the Dodge,
Dooku.
meta is- the Dodge,
Yeah.
Dodge, Dooku is dark side.
Why do you keep asking me to do...
I know. He's like, you should put Maul.
How come you're
in
not
here."
using the Emperor? I don't understand.
Yeah, why are you not using Dooku and Maul on your light side battles? I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
we got crushed. Alright, so definitely that did not go well. Wow.
Did you
Okay.
lose?
Yeah, I got creamed, man. They just wiped me out completely, dude.
Well, go with the old Ben ally, and then
Yeah.
go
Old
with
Ben lead.
yeah, and then go with the Luminara lead because that's going to give you. What is the dodge for that? Is it 40% for Jedi, or is it
For Lumi?
35? Yeah, with Lumi.
Let's
Okay,
see.
we're gonna do old Ben.
Hello,
So-
man.
Lumi is 14%,
Yeah,
and then Old Ben is 30%, right?
yeah. Old Ben is. Man, wouldn't that be sick if you had an old Ben Zeta?
Oh no,
What-
it's 15%.
15. She got a total of 30% evasion.
Yeah.
And you got there is a certain level of synergy between old Ben and Stormtrooper Han, because if Stormtrooper Han takes a hit, everybody gains turn meter, and if they evade, they gain turn meter. So you could kind of be like, hey, all we're doing is just gaining turn meter all the time.
You're probably not going to be able to 3-star it though if you use a taunter though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So I probably want just Jedi in this, don't I? Or
That's where Scarif comes in.
should I go?
Scarif's not bad. That's true. You're making a good call.
I love Scarif. He revives and it gives speed up to everybody when he dies.
Yeah, and he has an AOE.
But I've seen it where he.
Offense down, AOE on top of that.
Yeah, so
But I don't
it's
think
not
you
bad.
get 3 stars if they revive.
No, you do. So there's a little bug that happens where it'll show you 2 stars on the victory
Yeah,
screen.
but then it will
but
3-star.
Then it'll 3-star when you
okay.
get to the map. That's happened to me with DACA rezzing people before too.
Should I go with I'm a Gundy here, or I've got Lumi, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, Yoda, and Old Ben.
Is there a lot of? There's not a lot of debuffing going on, right? So Yoda's probably not worth it.
No.
No. I'd go with Imagundai as well. Imagundai's going to give you that defense up.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Over Ahsoka. He's got more health, hasn't he, as well?
He does. He's pretty tanky.
Okay. So we're going Lumi, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Ahsoka, I'm a Gundy, and Old Ben. All right. Here we go.
Try and save on to Old Ben's special until you need it.
Yeah, you're gonna do an ability block on the third. You could do it in the first and the third, or you can do it in the second. So it'd be better to do it right away, and then by the time he gets back around, he'll be off cooldown.
Hopefully.
Well, that's typically the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in you.
Well, we'll see.
I do.
Hit hard as hell. They're already shooting me already. Oh, dodge. I'll take that. Dodge again.
I know it. Sick, right?
All right. I want to ability block you. you take an ability block. Yes, you want to get one shot. Yeah, that's right. Say, oh no, AoE. Ah. All right. Let's. He's gonna hit anyway. Can't stop him. So let's just keep going after one. Okay. AoE. They're all gonna. Someone's gonna dodge. They did dodge. All right. You hit here. Probably want to heal. Let's. God damn it! Oh, I hit the wrong button. Son of a bitch.
You should have used Royal Guard.
Yeah. There.
You should have used K2SO.
Get that, he should have used Shore Trooper.
Should have used that more.
Now you said you use Old Ben's ability here, Grande, or wait for it?
Wait for the third.
Wait for the third? Okay.
Because you've already used it, haven't you, in the first round?
I haven't used it at all yet, so it was his turn, but he's slow as piss.
Oh, is
Then
it?
save it.
Save it, yeah.
Yeah, save it.
You want to get that offense down on the final. The offense
E.
down ability
Watkins
block.
says he has his Qui-Gon Jinn out there with Zeta.
He does, and I got to tell you, E. Watkins Qui-Gon Jinn is really OP.
Okay. Another dodge. I'll take that. Just trying to kill these turds.
How's it getting on? How's your health?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're doing a lot better than we did before, because holy shnikes.
Old Ben lead is but the stream's so laggy. Like I'm actually watching you still select characters.
Yeah.
It's like
There's a pretty massive delay.
it's really massive delay. I'm like, holy crap, dude. He's like, I'm done, and I'm like, hold on, yay! It's like delayed cheerleader by Grandepatron.
Oh Lord, let me just got. I'm gonna have to use.
Go on, give us the commentary. What's going on?
I know it. We don't know anything.
We'll commentate. Let's commentate on what we see on the stream, just for the hell of it. So we have Lumi does dodge here.
Yeah.
So now
nice
Ranger's trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's
Ranger
right.
looks confused.
Yep, he's scratching his
Ability
nutsack.
block.
There you go. He ability block. That's great.
Anakin took a hit, but
Yep.
still standing up. Anakin's
AoE,
almost down on protection.
Yep.
We're so far
Ahsoka's
behind.
got
It's
crit
gonna make
immunity.
no sense when we get to it. On the screen.
Panda's like, I can't watch because it's all delayed. He's gonna be like, I don't know if we're gonna gain viewers or lose viewers because of the delayed reaction.
And Lumi's down.
Oh man, look at that. Sue is giving me nice little sweet comments in chat. That's awesome.
Damn, lost my heal. Oh,
man.
crap. Bastards. it's
Yeah, that's a good point as well. You could always use Han as well.
Yeah, Prelog is suggesting putting in
Yeah.
OG Han to give evasion up also.
ugh. Just like that, man. God, this is a pain in the ass.
It's not easy. If I remember correctly, for me to 3-star it, I think I tried every day for like 3 days.
I did it today.
I mean, but this was. I mean, I was trying to not. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna run this
No
one.
Zeta, no 85, and then I think whenever I tried it, like I didn't get it whenever like Boba had been reworked, and then for some reason I got it after Boba had been reworked, and I was like, that shouldn't be able to work that way. Like,
Well,
I
just
should
like
actually.
that. Oh, Ben's dead. Okay, we lost. But we did.
No.
I mean, Sulky with all the stuff she's got on her still getting hit. It's like, nah, to dodge. Yeah, we decided not to let you dodge. Yeah, this is not going to work. Man, oh man. Well, I gave it a try, guys. I'm going to have to... I don't want to sit here and try for 5 hours while we do
Nah,
this.
since you weren't able to beat 9B for the fans, I think you need to open up another fleet pass.
I knew that was coming. I'm like, oh, that's it. Every time you lose, you got to open a pack.
Well, let me think.
It's like the drinking
I have
game.
an answer to this. Finn, from the bottom of my heart, you can go to hell. Go to hell. You can die. Okay. There's my response. Okay, so.
Well, I can see the
wow.
affinity towards Finn.
Good lord.
As VGW would say, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. So we can see 9B is ridiculous. You're going to need a ridiculous team to beat it.
It is ridiculous.
I went in there with a Rebel team like Gear 11s, and I got smoked. Then we tried with the Evasion, and we did better, but we got
Should have gone with the clones.
Well, I'll have to farm clones. Look like you have to farm everything in this damn game just to get something.
Maybe I'll let you borrow my account. I got 7-star clones for you.
Yeah, but no. All right, so I give the old college try.
Well, it is very RNG dependent, and the more you try it, the more you'll realize which characters actually produce the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is effectively that dude with the freaking gun, with the big gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of want to take him out, and some of those characters have different speeds, so you'll kind of start to see that turn meter matters, and you'll get a general idea for who you could beat. And then you'll just be amazed sometimes at certain allies.
Yeah.
Have you destroyed Ayla yet? Have you got Ayla?
Ayla secured? No.
No.
I mean, you have to. I'm farming what I can. I'm trying to finish it.
Ayla's pretty sweet because I mean, I wouldn't use her as lead, but I potentially would put her on a team. She's tanky as crap, and she counters everything. You could potentially run a modified timeout team. He could borrow Qui-Gon. He could borrow Kenobi as an ally, and then he could run the Barriss and everybody else.
But he doesn't have a Baris Zeta.
No, he didn't. Well,
well, there's Ewalking with Jyn Erso. But who to run with her?
Rebels? Maybe that would.
Yeah, you could run Wedge lead, or you could run. Well, the reason why you want to run Wedge lead is because Wedge lead on crit gives a heal.
Right.
And so potentially, if you're running Lando and Wedge lead with Jyn Erso, so you're reviving and you're healing with Wedge on crit. So that's how I beat it. I beat it with a Wedge lead.
Wedge, and then we want Stormtrooper Han, right?
I did. I used the strict OP team from back in the day. I went Wedge, Biggs, Jedi Knight Anakin, Lando, Stormtrooper Han, and I borrowed an old Ben, but that was before Jyn Erso. So if you could borrow a Jyn Erso,
I got Jyn Erso from Ewalking.
Then I would seriously look at Jyn Erso versus you're not going to get you're not going to get the evade, but you will get the turn meter reduction and the revive.
But I'm asking, who should I run with Jyn Erso?
Oh, I'm just curious why you haven't run Ugnaught yet.
Wedge Biggs. So run Wedge Biggs, Lando, Stormtrooper Han, and Jedi Knight Anakin.
Okay, we're gonna try that team. Last try.
That's your old school PvP team. It has all your best mods on it. It should work.
If not, use borrow Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta from someone.
Agreed about the Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta. It could be good.
I know. So we're gonna go into this scene. We'll get one more try, and then I'll cry, and then we'll end the string.
Urban, have you tried this yet? Have you tried 9B?
Yeah, I have. I get crushed every time, but I did use Ewokken's Qui-Gon Jinn with the Zeta. It's just my frickin'
I've never
Jedi's
used
are
Jin
a
before,
lowly
so I'm trying to
team.
see what she does.
So Jen's abilities, one that's on cooldown, reduces turn meter by the amount of her potency or something, or reduces it by the amount of her crit. I can't remember what the ability is. Let me go back in here and look. So she has one, and effectively it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So she immediately gets to go again, which means her next turn is that. That's this
So which one do I want to use first? I want to use this the 2-turn one or the 4-turn one where it's like
the one that looks the one the you want to use her third special.
her third special right off the bat.
Yeah, you want to remove all their
the third special. You want to save the second special.
Mm-hmm.
You want to save the second special until one of your rebels dies. So do not use the second special. The one that has that looks like that U-wing.
Yeah.
Save that one because that one has a revive.
Okay, so use for her third one right off the bat.
Correct.
Truncheon strike.
No, don't use the third one straight away.
So just
wait.
use her basic then?
Yeah, because basically what's going to happen is that they're probably going to go first, so they're not going to have any turn meter. So if you do remove the turn meter and she gains it, it ain't going to be much. So you want to wait.
Yeah, what are their turn meters? We can't see them.
They're all ready to go after Jin. So after Jin, they're going to go.
So Jin is going before them.
Yeah, if Jin goes before them, then use it.
The third one?
And you want to hit whoever has the most turn meter.
Because it takes all the turn meter. So if your characters are going to go before the enemies, then there's no reason to steal the turn meter. But if they're all going to go right after Jin, then take it, and then your squad will go first.
All right, so use not the U-wing ability.
No.
The truncheon strike.
The truncheon. Okay, we'll use that.
Save the U-wing until someone dies.
Okay, so I did that. She gets to go again.
Yep.
Use her basic.
Use her basic, and then and then you're basically going to spam that. You're going to spam that one that looks like she has a lightsaber.
Okay. Okay.
Her third special, second special, whatever it is. Looks like she has a lightsaber.
I can take care of one of these guys.
Oh, the baton.
Okay. He's got more turn meter. Oh, dodged, turd. All right.
Oh.
This is actually going a little bit better.
He dodged. He must be related to door panels.
For real, yo. All right, so we got through round 1. Nobody died. Yay!
Nice.
It's typically a good sign.
Yeah, that's typically a good time. All right, so round 2. All right, I've got advantage over all of them, so let's go crazy. Already one's dead. Nice. I want to save Anakin's ability. Kill him. He dodged. What is going on with the dodge? All right, so we want to keep using her Truncheon ability, right?
Yeah, every time it's there, you want to spam it.
Okay.
Because it's on a 2-turn cooldown, but you want to use it against the character with the most.
Dodged, but I did get turn meter. Okay.
Yep. Which means your next turn, and then you can spam it again.
Okay.
Is someone's clock going off or what?
No, I heard that too. All right, so you made it to the third round with no deaths so far.
Nice.
Here we go. All right. I guess I'm going to kill the guy with the big gun with the samurai hat on first.
He doesn't have the most turn meter, and he doesn't go the fastest.
Well, Anakin's going first, so I'm just gonna see who's got the most turn meter. It looks like Bubba, but do I want to attack Bubba first?
I didn't.
So
I think I got rid
of. He will ability block though, won't he?
He will, but he's not really super fast for whatever reason. It's those ads that are super fast, if I remember
All
correctly.
right, we'll go after the eyes and kill them first, I guess. Didn't hit worth a shit. Well, we'll AoE with Lando. All right, that did nice. Now I want to use her second ability, right? This is where I want to use this.
Wait. Did somebody
Oh,
die?
yeah.
No, nobody's died.
No, don't use it.
Then don't use
Oh,
There's a
Jesus.
revive component to
it.
the
It's a
second.
revive
Oh,
component.
I
to the
didn't read
second-
all of it. I'm doing this on the fly, guys.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
You only want to use it when someone dies.
All right, should I use it on one of these main characters, Bubba, or the other guy? Embo, take his turn.
What you want to do is you want to make sure Embo doesn't go because he has a special unique that puts some kind of like death mark debuff on you.
Okay.
Doesn't Boba one shot?
I don't remember Boba one shotting.
Oh, he can use his execute, can't he?
He
Yeah,
can't.
I thought
use
he executes right off the bat on his first turn.
Well, but you don't want to. The thing with his execute though is if you don't have a bunch of buffs, it won't be a problem.
All right, so we just wiped out one of them. Let's see, two
You've
of
still
them.
got Han ST as well, haven't you?
Yeah, he
he's,
does,
He's
so
already
he could-
taunted.
Okay, so if he's taunted and he's got a bunch of protection, you
Oh,
could.
Bubba just removed it.
Well, that's
man.
all right.
Oh, two AoEs.
Welcome to the third app. this is our 132nd try on Light Side 9B. This is Bimatsu.
Oh, Bimatsu.
He's spamming the chat now. Holy crap. And cut. I love that. That's Panda afterwards. So we got a Panda Bimatsu troll thing going on here. Holy crap, dude.
I think we're gonna do it, guys.
So I take it that the lesson to learn from how to do 9B is add Ewok in.
Yeah, add Ewok in. Whatever you well, look, dude. I cannot tell you how nice it is to have Ewok in as an ally because there's sometimes I'm like, oh, that was really nice to be able to borrow that character on some of the very end of Cantina
God,
battles.
I can't.
It's the
These
same
guys
way.
are just taking hits, man. All right, it looks like with Lando's AoE, we did it. We got 3 stars on 9B. Using
Hey!
Now, did you already have it 3-star or no?
No, I hadn't.
No.
I've only attempted like once before this. So
Well, then welcome to the Shore Trooper on Farm Mode Club.
yeah, because that's what I will be farming the shit out of every day.
Hey, Ewokin, I need to borrow your gin.
Yeah, but good old Maurice had said that too. I just couldn't find good old Maurice. I know he's an
Yeah.
ally. I just couldn't get his gin to pop up, but luckily Ewokins did because I kept refreshing and it wasn't doing there. So, guys, if you have an ally, use Jen. You just saw that was
Basically what happens is that you need to have 1 or 2 just amazing allies,
yeah.
which is part of the reason why I keep a few spots open because somebody will be like, hey, I need this. And I'm like, what do you need? Come on, let's do it.
Just
So-
don't dump me.
Just,
Grande.
no way, dude. That's so awesome, Urban Blaster. Don't dump
I
me.
want to be your friend so we can rain blood.
I want to be your friend because I've been using the crap out of your characters, man. I can't dump Urban, man. Come
No
on.
way.
That'd be like me
I
dumping.
know somebody dumped me one time. It was Malia Bean, and I felt so sad. I was like, who? And I couldn't figure out who
And then
the
you-
hell dumped me. And then I finally dawned on me it was Malia Bean.
Are we star allies, Evan?
Mm.
No.
Smithy D's like, I don't know, but oh man,
So
Let's have a
all
look.
right, so we've had a good stream. I got some new ships.
Look-
We
look
got
at that.
9B done. Grande got out of jail.
That's right. Good old Maurice is like giving us the play-by-play. He's like, remove it. No.
Poor good old Maurice. I did already, man. I know
Yeah,
you're
he
fine.
won it, man. He 3-starred, but he hadn't seen it yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I was
Really
asking.
far
Like,
behind.
should I get rid of this guy? He looks like he's gonna hurt. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's end the stream. We've been at it for quite a while, but it was worth it because we had a lot of stuff to cover. This is a really long stream for us, but I don't care because we had a lot to do and we had a lot to cover. So let's get to the end stream. And what we like to do here, I want to thank everybody for joining. Shout out to good old Marisa New Walking for giving me Gen access so I could beat 9B. But if you, as said at the beginning, if you like what you see, like, subscribe to the channel. We have our own merch site. We have our own website. We have our Twitter account, which is twitter.com/realityskew-gamers. Facebook.com as well. We're on Facebook, Reality Skewed Gamers. So check us out there. But really, if you like what you're seeing, subscribe, like the show, give us a thumbs up, and then leave comments. We do read all the comments. Well, I read them. I don't know what Finity does or Grande, but
I read them.
You troll.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
troll too.
they'll
You
troll
have to read
you.
the
So
comments.
there you go. You'll get trolled. But let's go down the line for all our special guests. We always like to make sure that we get their information out there. Let's start with Smithy as usual. Smithy D, where can people check you out? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man, you can check me out on my channel. That's just Smithy D. I think if you actually go onto Google and put in Smithy, it'll correct you to Smithy D. So,
Nice.
Oh, look at you.
yeah, I think I'm the only Smithy D on YouTube, so it won't be hard to find. I've got a Ryu, I've got a brand new intro that's kind of like a Tron-like.
I like
retro.
it too. I
Yes,
saw it.
yes.
I thought it was sweet, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
Retro arcade feel like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. But I was born in '86. My mum's was 16 years older than me, so she lived a lot in the '80s when it was the '90s. So yeah. So the '90s felt like the '80s, and the '80s felt like I was just a little kid. But yeah, that's where all the He-Man. I love the '80s. I wish I could go back there.
Yeah, let's not relive that from Stu's madness yet last week. Oh, Lord Grundy, you missed classic Stu like you have never believed.
Oh,
I think we all almost had aneurysms laughing. I
Oh.
think MJ said he lost 2,000 calories laughing. So, and then VGW, tell the folks where they can check you out.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at VirtualGWorldYT. You can also follow me on Facebook at Virtual Gaming World. If you want, I do a lot of live streams through PlayStation 4, and that is VGamingWorldYT is my username. And I also have a new intro. It was actually hilarious that Smithy came out with a new intro because I was working on it the same day his new intro came out.
Awesome. Urban.
You can check out my channel on YouTube. It's YouTube/Assassin Masters with an S at the end. But we just have a good time out there, and go check it out.
Okay. And Mage Ducky, what are you up to, brother? We have our little video we just did, but we got anything else you want to pin?
Team Instinct.
Huh?
I'm working on a couple of new guides, but they're still in the design process. So
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to get those out. School just started back up, so I'm trying to do the whole, responsible thing and get
That's right.
schoolwork done. So,
Me and Finn do it. You can do it too.
Is that on
but,
ships?
but what?
Is the guides on ships?
Yes. One is going to be a how to prepare for ships kind of deal. So, from level 1 to level 60, if your goal is to do something with ships, here are some basic steps you can take to kind of prepare for it, get a leg up on other people. And then the other one is going to be about what to do in a ship battle. Who to target, when to switch targets, what abilities you should use and when.
Push the little play button in the top left.
Oh my God.
I second that motion.
Jeez. Mage, welcome to my world.
Click the little play button in the top left.
Click the little button. It solves everything.
No. To everybody watching the stream,
Get him, Mage.
do not listen to Finn.
Yes.
Following battles is a travesty.
He said nothing about Virtual Gaming World. I seconded him.
Oh, well, VGW can. Yeah, you too.
You can't. Yeah, don't auto, dude.
Yeah, that's what I
Battles
thought.
are fun. Even if you don't care about ships, they're still fun, man. It's great. You're missing out on so much.
Yeah, just think as well what do you think the progress of the game's going to be? Because there's going to be some sweet raid behind it. There's going to be something.
Oh yeah.
With the 7 star. If you're wanting to get.
I'm working on them and stuff. It's just, you know, I'm a month behind everybody else. So I'm watching everybody else get much higher than me. So.
Wait, are you a month behind everybody else because you chose to buy Zetas first?
Ah.
No, I just got my first Zeta today.
Well,